Hey guys, tonight we swing back to a time when hammocks weren't just summer porch luxuries. They were an astronomer's finest tool. You probably won't survive this, but who needs air conditioning anyway? So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Comment below where you're watching from and what your local time is. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You lie back on woven ropes, gazing up. The night sky stretches above you, a vast dome adorned with shimmering stars twinkling in the inky blackness. Your hammock sways gently, cradling you as if the universe itself held you. Your eyes scan the horizon, seeking the celestial sphere's wonders. Here in this quiet, the ancients saw more than just pinpricks of light. Each star had a story, a legend passed through generations. But tonight, you're not just observing stars. You're diving into the intricate tapestry of celestial cycles and ancient beliefs. Look closely, there's Venus, gleaming brightly, a solitary sentinel in this vast sky. Historians still argue whether its prominence was a simple matter of visibility or something deeper. Perhaps it held a spiritual significance the average skywatcher hadn't quite grasped. Your hammock, strung between two ancient trees, offers perfect elevation. In the distance, the moon peeks through palm fronds. Its silvery glow casts a soft light, making shadows dance along the canopy floor. This isn't just relaxation. It's an experience, one that brings together past wisdom and present wonder. Experts think the Mayans held their astronomers in the highest regard. These weren't mere night wanderers, but were scholars whose insights dictated life's very rhythm. Their knowledge dictated planting seasons, religious festivals, even wars. Every flicker of Venus was a calendar page turned, yet there's a quirky layer. Legends say that the Mayans believed each hammock was woven with protective charms. Threaded within the fabric were spells to guard dreamers against nocturnal spirits. Imagine falling asleep in a celestial cradle fortified against otherworldly mischief. Historians still argue whether these charms were mere cultural folklore or held deeper significance. Perhaps it's a blend of both. After all, we walk a fine line between myth and history. Just as the threads of the hammock cross and intertwine, so too do our understandings of ancient cultures blend into modern conjectures. This elevated position, suspended in midair, gave astronomers ideal vantage points. Lying back, the sway of your hammock becomes almost hypnotic. It's easier to see patterns across the stars when you're floating between Earth and sky. Each oscillation aligns your vision with different star charts, making the night's spectacle all the more vivid. The ground here is ancient, packed earth that's borne witness to countless observations. Maybe in past centuries, the very ground you're above also bore feet far wiser than you. Scholars think early astronomers used their surroundings, horizon markers, temple posts, Even the angle of the hammock's suspension. The stars seem closer here, each one a pulsing point of light, a distant sun burning brightly across the cosmic void. Venus stands apart. If ancient myth is correct, it's not just a star, but a celestial dancer, a rhythmic performer whose movements dictate earthly balance. You can almost imagine the courtly sway of its orbit, a choreography written in the heavens. Experts think Venus held the key to the Mayan calendar. Its cycles were meticulously tracked, phases noted. Venus rising marked seasons, while its setting called for rituals, harvests, and even coronation ceremonies. Such intricate devotion to celestial cues reveals minds attuned to the sky's whispers, each phase a celestial riddle to decipher. Somewhere between the rustle of leaves and the creak of your hammock, the night deepens. The hammock's gentle motion feels like the universe's pulse, a rocking that's been going on for millennia. Did ancient astronomers feel it too? Probably not, but you're drifting in sync now, each sway a thread connected to another age, another people. Historians still argue whether the hammock's origin is a simple innovation of comfort or a deeply layered ritual element. Its suspension parallels the balance of cosmos and earth, an ancient technology woven from nature's own designs. Your eyes adjust to the dark. One of the stars above seems to flicker strangely. Fireflies join the cosmic dance too, their glows weaving between earthly realms. You're part of a vaster narrative now, a tale spun through time, through star systems, through ancient wisdom. The Mayans believed that the sky was a layered, living entity. Historians think their interpretation held layers unseen by modern science. Imagine their awe when Venus would die in the twilight, only to reappear in another part of the sky. Perhaps it wasn't just celestial mechanics they observed, but divine theater. In these moments, the ancient and modern collide. You're the bridge, swaying between epochs. There's a rhythmic poetry in the night's breath, a hypnotic flow connecting you to both modern comforts and ancient practices. Perhaps, if you listen closely enough, the hammock and the universe may reveal more secrets, yet unseen, both in this world and beyond it. As you float, time itself seems elastic. The sway of your hammock, the drift of the stars, the murmurs of forgotten languages, all blend seamlessly. Venus guides you, a cosmic sentinel, as it has countless generations before. It's here you're reminded of how modern curiosity and ancient wisdom can coexist, woven together in the timeless fabric of wonder. You settle into the hammock, its familiar embrace cradling you as moonlight filters through olden cedar leaves above. The gentle sway begins as you give a small push with your toes, just enough to set you floating between Earth and the sparkling constellations stretching infinitely above you. Experts think hammocks weren't just for relaxation in Mayan cultures. Historians still argue whether these woven wonders were essential tools for their celestial observations. The comfort provided by such swinging seats might have allowed astronomers spend hours studying the sky with ease. Letting the evening breeze play with your hair, you find comfort in this age-old blend of practicality and leisure. The hammock, after all, isn't just a place to unwind. It's a place of connection, an ancient observatory, a storyteller's nook, and now your sanctuary beneath a celestial theater that's played on for centuries. Hanging 30 inches off the ground, the view of the stars feels more intimate, more vast. Floating here, you trace a line between bright dots of light. Remember that theory about Venus mapping planting seasons? It's likely the Mayans, suspended so perfectly, gazed at the evening star with their feet barely grazing the earth. A gentle left sway, right sway, you're drifting on this hammock time machine. The soft rope cradles your back while the universe stretches above. Infinite in possibility. The Egyptians had astronomers, but did they relax like this during their solar observations? Fringe thinkers love to say alien technology helped Mayan star charts, but experts think it was more patience paired with perfect leisure. The rhythm of the night enfolds you as the soft breeze brings whispers of ancient secrets. Hammocks and star maps may both seem simple, yet they hold complexities that intertwine the comforts of rest with the profundities of the cosmos. Historians still argue whether other cultures adopted similar practices, but as you float tonight, the evidence seems almost poetic. Stretching your limbs, you notice Orion's belt winking playfully. Did they name it after one of their own observers? Maybe it was someone like you stretched out on a hammock, letting the celestial cycles write patterns in their memory. Every sway carries a hint of that ancient wisdom. Every pause a moment of contemplation that bridges across centuries of skywatchers. As you hang suspended, that gentle back and forth motion becomes a meditation. It could be the same rhythm old Mayan wise ones felt when they first mapped Venus's dance. Hammocks, after all, aren't just for comfort. Some claim they might sharpen your connection to the starry realm above. Curious how the night sky felt to them. Maybe that's the secret motion that mimics celestial mechanics. A hammock sway gives observers a way to feel, quite literally, at one with the universe. The movement blends earthly comfort meeting the heavens' embrace, and the debates go on. Historians still argue whether that nightly hammock swing was essential for tracking astronomical phenomena. But as you float, the evidence sways before you, literally and metaphorically. The sky's eternal stories need listeners as timeless, and perhaps a hammock provides just the right seat for this enduring starlit saga. Venus peeks through, a bright point in this cosmic concert. As you drift, you recall how the Mayans might have seen it, one of their crucial guides through the calendar's ebb and flow. Did they laugh as the sky sparkled? Did ancient kids sneak into family observatories on a clear, hammock-friendly night? Here you are, just like them, swaying softly between here and the heavens. The world below quiets. All drama rests within the firmament above. Every gentle rock of the hammock brings you closer to that age-old conversation where the stars speak and humans listen. The hammock whispers its own secrets, an instrument of observation, a vessel for serenity. If only it could tell tales of the nights spent under the Milky Way, the quiet moments of discovery that came when one was just suspended close enough, long enough to see stars as something more than distant fireflies. A slight nudge of your feet sends you floating back in time. Could be that in Mayan astronomy, the most important tool was comfort. That perfect nighttime swing might have been their secret for unlocking the mysteries held tightly in the dark sky's embrace. Savoring the stillness, you close your eyes just for a moment. You could almost hear a child's voice, perhaps from 1,000 years ago, asking questions, while another voice, ancient or perhaps timeless, guides their gaze to Venus and beyond. As you slowly open your eyes, the sky's constellations shimmer, brighter now against the black velvet dome. You feel an echo of those ancient astronomers, their hammocks creaking gently as they watched the evening star, their thoughts as free as the soft, warm air you're breathing in right now. The gentle rocking beneath you feels like an eternal rhythm, one that cradled ancient dreams as much as it welcomes yours today. Floating between past and present, you become part of that celestial dance, a modern observer in a timeless tradition of stargazing serenity. So do you lie back now, in that familiar, floating cradle? Every motion reminds you of the centuries that have watched the same sky. You're connected through these cords, this motion, and the ageless stories spread across the sky like a sprawling, sparkling tapestry. Historians still argue whether modern astronomy owes a debt to hammocks. But tonight, you know better. The answer is written in the stars and felt in every gentle sway that bridges the earthly and the celestial. Your hammock's rhythm is a quiet assurance that wisdom comes not just through seeking, but also through the art of resting in observation. Moon phases flow like echoes of the deep past, casting silvery threads across the hammock's weave. You remember that belief. Experts think the Mayans observed lunar cycles more keenly than anyone, not just a phase, literally, but an essential rhythm threading through their calendar's complexity. Swaying gently, you become acutely aware of how the moon's rise and fall syncs with tides and even human moods. One quirky historian insists that sleep phases might have been influenced by moon cycles. Light sarcasm here, but picture ancient astronomers waking every 2 hours to catalog moon glows. Now there's dedication. That rhythmic back and forth beneath you brings focus. Did those old Mayans rock softly between sleep and observation? Historians still argue whether that balance produced some of the most precise calendars in history. But right now, as you float in your nighttime sanctuary, such debates seem almost quaint. Each gentle sway seems to map the moon's arc, making a living metronome to track its progress. Experts think this method might have produced more consistent records than static observation. and who can blame them? Swinging could provide a physical sync with celestial rhythms, almost dancing with the cosmos. Venus dances into your view. Remember those lunar cycles you just pondered. The interplay between the moon and Venus was a celestial duo in Mayan lore. One fringe theory suggests that their hammocks might have been woven to sync vibrationally with planetary cycles. A bit out there, maybe, but consider the meticulous attention they paid to cycles and seasons. Could it be mere chance that hammock swings align so perfectly with celestial beats? You suspect not. Ancient cultures had a knack for weaving rituals with rhythms, making every motion a step in their grand design. Hammocks, tied between trees and perhaps across earth and sky, become an instrument in this cosmic symphony. Venus is more than just an evening star. Historians still argue whether it was central to Mayan timekeeping, but you'd wager it was a nightly obsession. As you gaze up, its position shifts subtly between swing motions, forming a private star chart just for you. Maybe that's how the Mayans kept their astronomical records so precise, each swing a stroke on their celestial canvas. You note the moon's gentle glow and the way Venus shimmers with a peculiar luminescence. Some debates suggest the light might have been used for more than observation. Think navigation, ritualistic guidance, maybe even a cosmic metronome for daily routines. All possible, considering how rhythms pulse through both hammock and cosmos. Another lazy arch brings you into view of the Big Dipper, its handle dipping down like the curve of your hammock ropes. Was that another coincidence? Historians still argue whether celestial alignments were just lucky guesses. Yet, as you float under their shimmering watch, intentionality feels woven into each swing's cadence. You sway in rhythm with Venus's phases, a cosmic pas de deux. Can you feel the ancient astronomers' whispers in your ear? Here's when to plant. There's the right moment for harvest, all timed through celestial swings and hammock-soft observation. Their world spun in harmony with the cosmos, perhaps in ways we're still unearthing. The hammock cradles you as the night deepens, a vessel connecting you to those rhythms. Maybe it's the gentle rhythm that makes the stars seem more intimate, personal. As you rock softly, the line between observer and observed blurs. Suddenly, you're not just watching the night sky, you're part of it. You realize the moon's path is a narrative arc, Venus its vivid guide. Experts think the Mayans could predict seasons and agricultural shifts through these very positions. And fringe thinkers, they suggest something still more ambitious: celestial maps written in hammock sways, their rhythm a living chronicle of cosmic events. And think about that you're no visitor in their world, but a fellow traveler. That very syncopation, the one that's rocking you now, could have been part of ancient records. Historians still argue whether this seamless blend of observation and rest produced more accurate predictions. Tonight, it's not so much an argument, but an experience you're living in those gentle hammock swings. Sleep pulls at you, the hammock's gentle sway matching the moon's soft rhythm. Your eyelids flutter, a dance of their own, as constellations spin their stories through you. Can rest be an act of deep engagement? To those old Mayan sky watchers, maybe it was, where a swing held more answers than a static stance could reveal. And as you breathe deeply, suspended in this timeless dance, you sense the celestial clockwork winding tighter, drawing you out of now and into their celestial cadence. Experts talk about precision timing, but right now, feel it in your hammock's gentle sway. That night, you're not just an observer. You've become a part of this ancient wisdom, suspended, observing, forever floating in the moon's and Venus's embrace. You find yourself deeper now, a participant in the dance of the cosmos. The stars seem close enough to touch, while the ancient wisdom feels tangible and immediate. It's in this cradle that time's fabric reveals its weaving secrets. Historians point to the Mayan obsession with cycles, everything from the sun's annual trek to Venus's nightly waltz. They didn't just track, they lived by these rhythms. Their entire calendar system, some argue, was fine-tuned by watching these celestial shifts from night to night. But whether it all began in a hammock, could such a humble setting host the birth of such complex understanding? An intriguing theory emerges. The ancients used their sleep-oriented vantage points to track these recurring phenomena. While their kings commanded power from grander palaces, experts think a wise soul rocked gently under the canopy, recording a year's worth of observations with notches and knots instead of scrolls. Not many mainstream scholars subscribe to this idea, but consider the logistics. Imagine tracing celestial patterns from high atop a pyramid versus lying back on a swinging perch under the stars. The latter, perhaps, offered an unexpectedly superior view and a steadier recording rhythm. Rocking gently, you catch a particularly bright star winking down just like it did for those ancient astronomers. Maybe the swing's arc synchronized with an observed celestial cycle, making precise measurements almost intuitive. The stars seem to dance along your hammock's sway. Experts believe they could use this rhythmic observation to encode temporal changes onto memory. The gentle rock back and forth, a sensory metronome matching the sky's undulations, might turn star watchers into both poets and scientists. Some fringe researchers even propose that the hammock's weave could mirror the night sky's geometry, each knot a stellar position, each thread an orbital path. In this liminal space, between the earthly and the celestial, you wonder, was it chance or design that aligned their hanging abodes with cosmic movements? Historians still argue whether such precise alignments could truly be coincidental. One can't overstate the Mayan knack for detail and timing. And yet, here's this simple form, a hammock, intricately woven into stories written by the stars. As the hammock swings gently, the patterns of ancient star charts seem almost to materialize through your eyelids. They encoded the night's whispers into their own rhythms, translating cosmic music into a practical calendar. This was no static endeavor. Living calendars were forged from the subtle interplay of celestial bodies and swinging ropes. Perhaps the true brilliance lay in that movement, not just seeing the skies dance, but experiencing it. The very essence of the universe may have been felt in their swaying. That's how they wrote their wisdom stars into earthly cycles. The moon rises slowly, its reflected light casting a phosphorescent trail across your hammock. Historians still argue whether the Mayans achieved their precise records from fixed observatories or dynamic movement. Lying here, suspended between sky and ground, it seems the rhythm's the key. The night seems almost charged now, thick with stories from millennia passed from you to Venus. Can a hammock swing echo 1,000 years of celestial wisdom? As you drift, it feels almost possible. The rhythm of your swing, steady, constant, celestial echoes that ancient dance, bridging the gap through time and space. You close your eyes just for a moment, and in that instant, you feel the sway of the cosmos, ancient timekeepers, hidden in the shadows beneath the stars, whisper truths about celestial mechanics that even some modern astronomers might not entirely grasp. Yet here, suspended in a web of stars and whispers, it's clear. The rhythm of the swing, it never stops, just like the celestial ballet above. And as your hammock cradles you, the gentle undulation makes you part of that ongoing dance. In that timeless, cosmic embrace, both you and the old Mayans are floating together, reading the sky through the same rhythms. Your eyelids flutter, but even as sleep beckons, Venus keeps its silent watch, guiding you through the eternal rhythms of the stars. The evening star rises above the horizon, a brilliant herald of the night's deeper mysteries. As you watch its ascent, you understand why the ancients revered Venus with equal measures of awe and meticulous study. Mayan astronomers, historians note, meticulously recorded Venus's phases across both the evening and morning sky. This celestial dance was no idle pastime. Their observations shaped everything from grand ceremonies to agricultural cycles. Quirks litter these old records too. Some fringe researchers propose that Venus may have guided not just planting times, but even royal marriage dates. The stars' cycle, after all, interlocked with their complex calendar in ways modern science is only beginning to decode. Now, imagine orchestrating your life events to the ballet of cosmic cycles. Historians still argue whether this meticulous timing was sheer necessity or divine decree. The gentle sway of your hammock echoes these ancient rhythms, a bridge between your world and theirs. They'd watch Venus transition from evening to morning star, and with it, track time's passage with uncanny precision. In that seamless cadence of celestial movement, they found more than time. They found connection. Experts think the Venus cycle, particularly its retrograde motion, might have symbolized cyclicality in nature and human life alike. It's more poetry in motion than just another orbit. As the star climbs higher, you feel the gentle, hypnotic pull of its gaze across centuries. The ancients read Venus's arc as a message from gods, not cold statistics. This was real, lived experience, the cosmic pulse felt in the heart's own dance. Was this divine timing or human ingenuity? Historians still debate whether celestial observation emerged from spiritual devotion or mere necessity to predict seasons. Likely it was both. Your eyelids grow heavy with the depth of these connections stretching through time. Venus, a gleaming bridge between epochs. Hammock, swings merge with celestial orbits. Both are part of some grand design. That bright evening star they charted with such reverence now feels like a shared pulse, a cosmic heartbeat syncing with your own gentle sway. Some modern astronomers might scoff at the idea of Venus orchestrating royal events. Yet as you float, it seems not so far-fetched. Ancient cultures saw stories in every flicker of starlight, crafting narratives that intertwined the fate of both earthlings and stars. The same twinkling light guiding planting times was thought to predict rulers' actions, their fates bound in the fabric of the night sky. Here, suspended between sky and earth, you feel that interconnectedness, their sacred, cyclical wisdom, an unbroken thread stretching through millennia. Venus's bright presence above seems almost a confirmation, a celestial sign that the dance of universe and hammocks continues. The evening star rises, not just as a pinpoint of light, but as the very essence of cosmic cycles, guiding humanity through ages, cultures, and even into dreams, nestled within the hammock's embrace. Lying there, you're part of this continuum, understanding why the Mayans found meaning in every celestial shimmer. Venus rises, bringing with it ages of observation, knowledge, and mystery. That very star, now gracing your hammock view, once painted their calendars, ceremonies, and even stories told to children under the starlit canopy. You feel that connection with every gentle sway, the hammock's rhythm synchronizing with Venus's celestial waltz. As it arcs across the sky, your own gentle movement mirrors its course. Centuries melt away, whether they swung in hammocks for pure necessity or divine communion, seems almost a poetic footnote. The star's significance transcends the how and why, weaving both ancient wisdom and modern wonder into your night's embrace. Your eyelids finally flutter closed, yet in the moments before slumber, there's an awareness of this cycle, earthly leisure meeting celestial orchestration. Lying in this hammock, beneath Venus's watchful glow, time dissolves. It's not just a star rising, it's a bridge to wisdom etched in every oscillation, every celestial motion gracefully echoed in the hammock's nightly sway. And as Venus stands vigil above, that ancient dance of knowledge and awe continues. You, the star, and the soft hammock rhythm, creating a timeless cadence. Through the hammock's gentle sway and the evening star's guidance, the night deepens, and celestial legacies hold firm, reminding you of the eternal dance between the heavens and humanity. With each swing, the past and present merge, proving that ancient rhythms still pulse through both cosmos and fabric we weave beneath them. The evening star shines as brightly today as it did ages ago for those Mayan astronomers, reminding us all that celestial wonders transcend time and space, connecting hearts and minds across eras with a simple cosmic swing. Hammocks have long been a staple of relaxation, but historians still argue whether they originated from Mayan necessity or divine inspiration. Imagine their architects suspending a piece of the very sky itself, just a hand's reach above ground. Experts think that Mayan astronomers might have designed hammocks specifically for better sky observation. The gentle elevation could improve visibility above tree lines. Mainstream studies suggest that hammocks in Mesoamerica date back to pre-Columbian civilizations, offering comfort after labor-intensive days. But let's lean into the quirky. Some fringe researchers theorize Mayan priests even incorporated hammock motion into astrological readings, claiming the sway replicated celestial rhythms. Historians still debate whether this was about practical comfort or esoteric design. You settle into the suspended fabric, your own perspective shifting upward with the subtle rise. The ancient engineers clearly understood comfort and astronomy weren't mutually exclusive. This dual purpose echoes with Mayan architectural brilliance. After all, they built observatories with such precise alignments. They could predict solar eclipses to the hour. Each gentle oscillation mirrors the planet's steady courses. And beneath that starlit tapestry, you feel an ancestral connectivity. Venus shines above, confirming that some connections defy centuries, astronomy and relaxation, woven into one seamless experience. That hammock might not be your celestial observatory, but beneath its sway, you're a participant in cycles echoing from ages past. So, as your hammock cradles your rest and Venus maps your night sky, remember, those ancient Mayan observers crafted more than just a resting place. They wove the night stars into the very fabric below you. Practicality, possibly. Spiritual architecture, undeniably. As you lie back, the same night sky their eyes once traced guides your hammock's timeless dance. The evening star, perhaps, doesn't just bring wisdom and rituals. It ushers in the gentle embrace of history's rest, designed by architects who gazed just as deeply into its mysteries. The very design invites participation in that grand cosmic waltz, an observation platform cradled in comfort. You rock gently into this celestial approved tradition, letting history's wisdom seep into every sway. Those ancient engineers understood between earth and stars, you need both solid ground and floating freedom. That's the beauty of the hammock. A slice of paradise between trees, a canvas that lets you oscillate between the comfort of earth and the mysteries above. Through this swinging gateway, the Mayan observers might just be nodding approval. Historians may bicker over the hows and whys, whether that swaying fabric started from comfort or the cosmos. But Venus, brilliant Venus, keeps its celestial schedule, indifferent to our debates. Each arc of its nightly waltz confirms the same. Human ingenuity and comfort often emerge from the same place where necessity meets the divine. So let the swing of the hammock guide your celestial thoughts, allowing history's wisdom to flow through its ropes. As you find comfort in this age-old tradition, Venus's path provides a timeless reminder. From Mayan observatories to humble backyards, our connection to the cosmos remains unbroken. That gentle back and forth is far older than your backyard patio. It's a link bridging past wisdom with modern wonder. Under its sway, the distance between eras collapses, leaving just you and the unchanging sky. Mainstream history recounts Mesoamerican engineers crafting elevated comfort. But consider the fringe theory. Some argue that the very rhythm of the hammock sway replicated celestial orbits. Experts think that by oscillating beneath the stars, they created a tactile rhythm to accompany the visual dance above. Historians still debate whether this was an intentional design choice or simply poetic coincidence. Each swing beneath you subtly elevates your perspective, literally and metaphorically. Floating here, you're not just another observer, but a participant in the cycles they so meticulously recorded. How poetic that through this gentle motion, Venus might once again guide planting times, royal decrees, or perhaps even your next dream adventure. So while you sway beneath tonight's brilliant firmament, remember, this isn't just relaxation, it's participation in a legacy. That hammock's swing is their gift of comfort and continuity in an ever-turning cosmos. Let its gentle sway replicate the dance above, making you, even in idle rest, an heir to ages of wisdom and wonder. The night air grows still, wrapping around you like a velvet shroud, a perfect embrace for skyward contemplation. You, suspended between earth and celestial expanse, feel the millennia-old rhythm take hold. Hammocks aren't just comfort, they're celestial cradles, designed for dual purposes lost to modernity. Above, Venus asserts its dominance, the brightest entity in the inky stretch. It was central to Mayan timekeepers, their codices etched with symbols tracking its path. Mainstream history acknowledges they used it for agricultural timing. But let's indulge in the quirky. Some fringe theorists suggest that Mayan love poetry was dictated by Venus's phases, its cycles inspiring romantic verses, histories, star-crossed lovers. Experts still debate whether these love poems were astronomical calculations or sheer sentiment. Each oscillation is both rest and rediscovery. Here, ancient engineers merge practicality with cosmic artistry. The hammock design isn't just about elevation. Historians speculate they aligned hammock rope lengths to replicate Venus's zenith, a celestial clock tethered between trees. Imagine gazing out as you sway, the very motion a bridge connecting you to the cosmic dance written in stars. That gentle back and forth isn't merely soothing, it's educational. In its rhythm, you feel the cadence of planetary alignment, Mayan astronomers' secret language, transformed into tactile experience. Some experts argue that this oscillation mirrored Venus's 584-day synodic cycle, each arc a nod to their celestial symphony. But historians still question if this synchronicity was mere poetic fancy or profound intention. You settle deeper into the fabric, your eyes tracing Venus's path. Here, time doesn't simply pass, it repeats. The hammock's purpose echoes in its dual nature. Rest cradled by celestial observation. Those ancient engineers knew comfort and astronomy weren't mutually exclusive. They crafted an instrument of both repose and revelation. Suspended above Earth, you become a participant in their study. Venus guides you as it once guided them, its brightness a nightly herald against darkness. Remember, experts think they built entire cities around celestial alignments. Why wouldn't their hammocks replicate this precision? Each sway, historians argue, perhaps carried both sleeper and stargazer into dreams and data. Look closer at the horizon, where Venus dips below. Notice the hammock's arc reflecting this nightly disappearance. The gentle rise and fall offers a tactile connection, perhaps intentionally designed to imprint the planetary rhythm into the subconscious. Fringe historians muse that this alignment may have extended their ritualistic connection with their gods, the sway becoming a sacred oscillation, a gentle homage to celestial forces. The night deepens, and you rock slowly. The movement and echo of ancient timekeepers whispers. Here, historians debate whether hammocks were tools of comfort or divine replication, perhaps both. Each oscillation connects you to the same sky they charted, the same celestial entity they revered. This is more than rest. It's a legacy in motion. The hammock doesn't just suspend you, it suspends time, making Venus's guidance a constant across eras. So, swing gently beneath tonight's firmament, feeling the ancient rhythms pulse through you, the design guiding you into both dreams and data, a seamless blend of comfort and cosmic observance. Each arc beneath you is their wisdom in motion. They designed more than relaxation. They designed an experience intertwined with celestial cycles, making every gentle sway a continuation of their study. Historians may argue over intention versus serendipity, but in this swing, you feel a truth transcending time, comfort cradled in cosmic cycles. Here, you're not just resting, but participating in an ages-old practice. The hammock's gentle rise and fall connects you to a tradition of both observation and reverence, making you an heir to their pursuit of harmony between Earth and stars. As Venus twinkles above, guide your thoughts through its path, letting the hammock's timeless oscillation draw you into their celestial story. The night calls you deeper into its expanse. Venus, steadfast and brilliant, maps your moment. This ancient dance continues beneath you, its rhythm a whisper of secrets, both divine and practical. Let the sway guide your contemplation, carrying forward the celestial tradition embedded in the very fabric of history. And so, as you float in this cosmic cradle, remember, each gentle motion echoes an ancient understanding, a seamless blend of comfort and cosmos, designed by minds that saw no division between the two. Rest, observe, and perhaps, just perhaps, decode another piece of their celestial puzzle with each swing. The night's embrace deepens. Above, the celestial theater unfolds, a sky filled with stories, patterns waiting to reveal their secrets. You're suspended in a timeless dance, cradled between earth and the infinite heavens. Stars begin to pepper the dark canvas, each a gleaming dot of ancient wisdom. Historically, the Mayans saw constellations as guides, mapping out divine tales across the night. Picture each flickering star as a storyteller, a flickering lamp, illuminating tales of gods, heroes, and celestial creatures. But did you know there's a fringe theory that some star groupings were coded agricultural messages? Modern eyes often miss the layers of meanings woven through those stellar patterns. Look to the Pleiades. These sisters, in many traditions, are a harbinger of seasons, their rising signaling planting times. In Mayan beliefs, they play a much larger role. Some interpretations suggest that the Pleiades were seen as celestial seeds, their appearance not just a seasonal guide, but a cosmic directive to sow and cultivate life itself. Historians still argue whether these star clusters represented literal seeds, or were instead abstract symbols of renewal and regeneration. Feel the hammock's sway as it gently shifts beneath you. Notice Orion's belt, 3 distinct stars aligned like a hunter's arrow. To ancient astronomers, this was a cosmic marker, perhaps used to predict solstices or measure lunar phases. But here's a quirky gem. Some interpretations of their codices hint that certain constellations actually represented the stages of corn cultivation, a vital crop in their world. Each celestial grouping told farmers not just when to plant, but perhaps how. Through a sky-bound agricultural almanac, experts ponder whether these interpretations stretch reality or uncover deeper practical wisdom embedded in the stars. Your eyes track the graceful arch of the Milky Way, a river of light cascading through darkness. To the ancients, this was the world tree, a central pillar connecting realms. They observed how various celestial bodies rose and fell along its path, weaving their cosmology into its luminous strands. Legend says they believed it was the backbone of the night sky, holding the entire universe in place. Historians debate whether this was purely symbolic or encoded into their architectural designs. Did they really build their pyramids in alignment with the Milky Way to mimic this cosmic spine? Look for Scorpio, a curved constellation that almost appears to be dancing above the horizon. To the Mayan sky watchers, scorpions were far more than mere creatures. They were symbols of time and transformation. Their presence in the sky, perhaps, marking key periods of change or transition. Experts argue over whether scorpion sightings were purely omens or, intriguingly, astrological signs indicating cycles of death and rebirth. This idea of celestial beings heralding life's transformations would later permeate rituals and cultural practices throughout their society. Above you, the sky spins its cosmic web, a tapestry of stars, each holding pieces of forgotten histories. The hammock's gentle sway beneath you becomes a bridge, connecting your soul to those ancient stargazers. They observed the sky not just with their eyes, but through woven fabrics, architecture, and even daily routines. As you rock gracefully, feel the rhythm of their gaze, that intricate balance between the practical and the divine, the earthbound and the ethereal. Remember, those ancient engineers saw no division between relaxation and revelation. To them, comfort was a vehicle for discovery. The gentle motion beneath you wasn't just a lullaby, but a conduit. As you swing, historians wonder if the hammock's motion was mimicking the celestial body's arcs. Could that gentle rocking have been more than just rest? Perhaps it was a meditative tool designed to imprint the paths of stars and planets, turning every swing into a lesson in cosmic rhythm. Feel the cool nighttime breeze wrap around as Venus makes its nightly descent. Here, amid the vastness of space unfolding above you, realize you're not just a passive observer. You're an active participant in ancient traditions. Sky watching wasn't detached science. It was woven through their very fabric of living. Whether through the rise of Orion or the sway of your hammock, their cosmic wisdom still guides. So let the rhythms of the night guide you, star by star, sway by sway, into a deeper connection with the celestial. As you drift into restful dreams, know you're nestled in an ancient embrace, one where the heavens and earth were never apart, only different notes in a shared, timeless symphony. The night deepens its grip as Venus traces her nightly path with silent precision. You sway gently, feeling the pulse of centuries-old wisdom through the rope fibers beneath you. The Mayans didn't just follow the stars. They wove them into every thread of life, down to the swings where they dreamed of celestial patterns. Historians now speculate whether Venus cycles were part of agricultural festivals. Imagine entire villages synchronizing planting times with the stars' phases, her evening brightness signaling the perfect soil readiness. But others argue this was more myth than method, citing codices filled with riddles rather than clear instructions. Still, who could doubt the power of collective stargazing? Let's peek at rituals around the planet Venus. Here's the quirky part. Did you know fringe researchers link Venus to cocoa ceremonies? Some suggest the five-petaled cocoa flower mirrored Venus' five-fold cycle. Others dismiss this as fanciful imagination. But think about that as you sway. 5 points. 1 for each visibility phase, coincidence, or cosmic choreography. Experts remain undecided. Now picture a grand festival beneath those same stars. Bonfires light faces turned up in reverent stares, while the hammock cradles the village's most skilled interpreters. Some historians argue these events marked time like clockwork, their rhythm etched into the very soil these people tilled. Others insist they were more symbolic, a cultural anchor when literal timing markers may have varied wildly. Feel the sway as Orion's stars rise overhead. The ancients might have followed its arch to time May's harvests. Remember, different constellations guided different rituals. Scorpio might herald the rainy season's close, while Orion could signal the best planting moon. These aren't idle musings. Some scholars still argue whether cosmic alignment shaped their calendar more than earthly seasons did. Listen, historians question whether Venusian cycles even predicted battles. The idea, warriors were moved to action by celestial timing. One theory suggests wars were waged during Venus' brightest visibility phases, symbolism driving bloodletting rituals or conquest strategy. But was this cause, or convenient after-the-fact mythology? Debate lingers on the exact degree Venus danced with Venus dance. Back beneath the night sky, note how the hammock's motion syncs with breath. Could rhythmic swaying mirror celestial dance, imprinting orbital understanding? The fringe theory, movement aided mental mapping of star paths better than stationary gazing. Whether you believe it or not, let that idea sway you now. Feel ancient timekeepers weaving Venusian wisdom through your own drifting body. Let the night's cool caress ground you. Here's wisdom we know for sure. Venus was a divine player in their sky theater. Mayan mythology infused celestial cycles with divine intention. You aren't just passive under these stars. Every rock whispers alignment with their view. Cosmos wasn't just studied, it was embodied through daily life, including that all-important rest time. So as you drift in lunar light, remember those celestial rhythms still pulse softly with every hammock swing. Those very same celestial secrets etched in your bones. Ancient eyes may have watched Venus map time, but your journey connects ages as you sway between worlds, cradled beneath a timeless, glittering sky. Beneath the moon's gentle glow, Venus makes her grand entrance. This isn't just some random twinkle. Her rising and setting follow a meticulously timed cadence. Ancient Mayan astrologers didn't simply observe. They calculated her dance across the sky with near scientific precision. Some theories suggest they achieved an almost modern accuracy in Venus' synodic period, recording her cycles to within hours. But the quirky stories linger on. Some fringe researchers propose that the reason for such precise tracking wasn't just agriculture or ritual. They whisper about a possible game, some sort of celestial betting pool, where entire villages would wager which night Venus would be most brilliant. Imagine that. Villagers huddling, hammocks creaking with anticipation, all waiting for the evening star jackpot. Was this part of their star-focused life, or a creative fabrication? Ah, here's where historians split paths. Many argue those precise observations fueled a sophisticated calendar system. Others propose the astronomical knowledge was more poetic, a story woven into celestial patterns rather than strict agricultural planning. Did their sky watching shape entire festivals? Some ponder. Or was it more personal, marking life events with cosmic flair? Can you feel the hammock's gentle motion? As the constellations shift, consider the ancients' view. Time itself wasn't linear, but cyclical, just like that slow, repetitive sway beneath the night sky. Some scholars hint this physical rhythm enhanced their mental maps of celestial cycles, embedding the knowledge in muscle memory. Fringe or not, picture them timing rituals, maybe even planting their first maize to Venus' clockwork appearance and disappearance. Historians still argue whether Venusian predictability played a role in their long-distance trade. Imagine caravans setting out synchronized with her synodic cycles. Could night sky patterns and trader routes be linked? Such ideas spark ongoing debate. Were these correlations purely practical or deeply mystical, connecting earthbound journeys with celestial narratives? Feel yourself drifting. Those Mayan stargazers found profound meaning in this dance. Venus wasn't static in their eyes, but a living entity steering time. The precision with which they marked her cycles hints at an interconnected universe, a bridge between their hammocks, their harvests, and the heavens' rhythm. Let your own breath sink with that celestial cadence now. Each swell of the hammock mirrors ancient wisdom, how they captured Venus' motion, her brilliance, and her vanishing act. It wasn't merely observed. It was felt deep within their bones. Perhaps the same way this gentle rhythm seeps through you tonight. Look up. Notice how constellations weave that same story, a thread connecting ages. You're not just gazing, but embodying ages of wisdom as Venus paints time across the canvas of night. The ancients left no digital clocks ticking, only that unerring heavenly guide, and perhaps the subtle knowledge passed through each hammock sway. As we float on lunar light's caress, remember, ancient eyes followed Venus with a clarity we're only rediscovering. Their view wasn't just academic, but intimately felt, every cycle etched into life's weave. So, with every soft bounce, every night sky breath, those moments pulse between worlds. You feel it resonating now, that bridge of Venus cycles, their gaze, your sway beneath the stars. Time unfolds in gentle waves, celestial secrets etched, not just in those ancient codices, but within this quiet rhythm, this eternal dance beneath a glittering sky. The hammock's gentle sway below you syncs perfectly with Venus' stately waltz across the obsidian sky. In this suspended state, you sense why ancient astronomers found solace and precision here. Historians often note that Venus wasn't tracked for simple amusement. Its cyclical visibility marked crucial turning points, weaving time's fabric through both agricultural seasons and sacred rituals. But how exactly they harnessed this stellar clockwork still sparks lively scholarly debates. One prevailing thought places Venus as the astronomical engine driving that famed Mayan calendar's gears. But pause here, an intriguing quirk surfaces when you peek into the fringes. Some propose the Mayans, ever the celestial observers, might have linked Venus phases with the rhythms of local wildlife migrations. Picture this: ancient astronomers, perched comfortably in hammocks, simultaneously tracking both starry patterns and the rustling movements of creatures below. Was the night divided between sky and earth, each informing the other's mysteries? Modern scholars raise their eyebrows at this notion. Is this just romantic fantasy, they muse, or a forgotten thread in their ecological wisdom? That gentle back and forth beneath the stars, could it have created a multisensory observatory? Recent studies in ethnoastronomy even suggest the very motion of the hammock might have enhanced memory retention. This isn't the stuff of Indiana Jones' dusty ruins, but a living link between relaxation's sway and cosmic understanding. Here, amidst your personal celestial immersion, consider a quirky possibility. Those nightly Venusian observations might have fed not just timekeeping, but communal lore. Picture the storyteller, voice softened by night's embrace, reciting tales where Venus cycles aligned with great heroes' deeds or mythological battles. Was every stargaze accompanied by whispered stories that breathed life into the stars' cold brilliance? Historians still argue whether that rhythmic storytelling helped cement celestial patterns so reliably into communal memory. Feel that subtle shift as you move effortlessly through the narrative of Venus cycles. Some researchers propose an almost poetic solution. The Mayans perceived time as woven, a living palimpsest, where every hammock's motion contributed to the grand cosmic tapestry. Could they have anticipated our modern discovery? How motion engages different brain regions for enhanced spatial memory. They weren't merely looking up. They were experiencing the universe's pulse through their very bodies. The debate continues, of course. Was the hammock's motion a calculated enhancement to their observational precision, or a comfortable byproduct of celestial worship? Here you float, caught between those possibilities. That repetitive arc beneath the stars, perhaps it was as crucial to their precise Venus tracking as any codices etched in stone. The motion blurring wasn't distraction, but a living link bridging temporal with celestial. And so, the hammock cradles you as Venus completes her nightly arc, a dance witnessed across millennia. Scholars may unravel the mathematics, but you embody their rhythmic wisdom. That gentle back and forth beneath the heavens, let it lull you as centuries of stargazers did, each sway a testament to an astronomy woven into the very rhythm of life. and time. You find yourself marveling at how ancient astronomers gazed up, piecing together the cosmos mysteries, right here in this suspended cradle between Earth and the infinite sky. Historians highlight that the ancient Mayans, with their vaunted timekeeping prowess, likely saw the night sky not as a static map, but as a living chronicle. Their observatories weren't static structures. They were dynamic spaces where the observer's place was intrinsically tied to the universe's telling. Picture their nightly vigils from these swaying vantages. A popular misconception that these astronomers simply plotted star positions like celestial cartographers. But historians still argue whether the hammock itself, through subtle motions, actually augmented their perception. Think about it. The sway might have mimicked the rising and falling of constellations, making their paths more memorable. Could this gentle motion have sharpened their predictive models for solar and lunar cycles? The mainstream theory credits those stone structures, observatories like Caracol in Chichen Itza, with their precise alignments. True, but consider this fringe notion that the real brilliance lay not just in those structures, but in the human eyes and minds observing from hammocks. An eccentric anthropologist once proposed that astronomers might have been aided by a form of biomimicry, their bodies subtly echoing the cosmic dance, fostering a deep, embodied connection. How many modern discoveries dismiss the low-tech wisdom found in a soft sway. Every motion in that suspended space was an attunement, a subtle calibration to the planetary rhythms. Modern science explores how movement influences cognitive mapping. Remember that hammock's gentle arc. It's not just rest, it's a way of engaging with time itself. Could ancient astronomers have intuitively grasped this? Swing beneath the constellations long enough, and you'll catch your pulse syncing with the night's silent narrative. Let's delve into the heart of this possibility. You've read that the Mayans meticulously tracked Venus phases, but here's an open debate where their nightly rituals, those rhythmic oscillations, an integral part of their record keeping. Experts think the physical act of gently rocking mimicked celestial cycles, etching patterns deeper into memory. That hammock sway wasn't merely comfort, it was a mnemonic device, a bodily symphony accompanying the great cosmic ballet. Imagine the star charts imprinted across their conscious minds, with Venus taking center stage. What's the quirky twist? Fringe historians propose that these hammock observatories might have been sites of social stargazing. 2. Picture elders weaving stories into their observational sessions. Every swing carried not just cosmic rhythms, but community legends, blurring lines between celestial coordinates and communal lore. Were storytelling hammocks also the world's first pedagogical observatories? These suspended spaces between starlight and night winds were laboratories of perception. Historians still argue whether this motion-based astronomy predated or ran parallel to their stone calculations. Each swaying moment became an embodied lesson in celestial choreography. Was the hammock the lost key to their astronomical triumphs? Let yourself drift on this thought as Venus arcs gracefully. You're not just tracking its path, you're reliving that ancient rhythm of motion and observation. A timeless dance where the cosmos speaks through every gentle sway. Under this night sky, you become part of their legacy, swaying with the universe, every movement rewriting the boundary between observer and observed. As Venus dips toward the horizon, you feel the night deepening around you, its silence cradling your thoughts. Historians frequently note that the Mayans didn't just watch Venus for curiosity's sake. They tracked the planet's cycles to guide their agricultural seasons. The bright star's position marked crucial times for planting and harvesting. A celestial farmer's almanac etched in light. Remember, Venus wasn't just a bright beacon, it was their cosmic metronome. They observed its phases, when it first appeared in the evening, and then dawn skies. These celestial moments shaped their calendars, syncing earthly life with the heavens. Historians still argue whether Venus movements were seen as divine commands or merely cosmic coincidences dictating earthly rhythms. It's a dance of power between sky and soil, where each night's observation could mean the difference between a successful harvest and scarcity. Did your ancestors believe Venus held secret wisdom or merely practical guidance? One quirky theory suggests Venus might have even influenced personal decisions. Young couples might have planned engagements based on the star's transit periods. Imagine proposing beneath a shimmering Venus, that celestial light adding cosmic approval to heartfelt vows. Picture that star-kissed serenade swaying in concert with Venus, making promises feel even more binding than usual. Each time the star appeared, it was a cue, as if the heavens themselves patted them on the back saying, "It's time. Now plant." This wasn't mere coincidence. The Mayans' ability to predict these celestial windows often dictated their agricultural survival. Experts think Venus' predictable cycles offered the necessary foresight, transforming uncertainty into actionable wisdom. Those nightly swings became both observation and instruction, a gentle rock carrying life-preserving knowledge. Some radical historians argue these skybound rituals even shaped their understanding of fate. Perhaps they believed the gods whispered through Venus' light, providing guidance through the stars. The fringes of this theory suggest that astronomers doubled as oracles. Each sway beneath Venus might not just track celestial paths, but divine fortune itself. Picture a Mayan elder swinging slowly, eyes closed, interpreting whispers carried by the starlight. This delicate celestial ballet wasn't limited to high priests or elites. Records hint at community-wide Venus vigils, where even children played roles. Imagine small hands pointing excitedly. There it is. Was this cosmic observation shared, shaping communal consciousness? As you feel the hammock's gentle sway, understand that each motion brought ancient families together, weaving the rhythm of the cosmos into their daily lives. What gets intriguing? These nightly sky gazes weren't just events, they evolved into festivals. Some festivals centered on Venus, honoring not just its predictability, but its connection to sustenance. Historian debates rage on whether these star celebrations included feasts, perhaps even a form of ritual sacrifice to ensure the stars' continued guidance. Was Venus both harbinger of harvest and recipient of gratitude? As you lie back, Venus shines brightly in the distance, a celestial anchor tied to the very survival of your ancestors. Imagine whispering to the star, a silent exchange of wisdom across centuries. Perhaps that gentle sway you feel is a collective pulse, heartbeats of old and new, echoing through the fabric of your hammock, merging human history with the night sky's shimmering expanse. Underneath its glow, you might just sway into understanding their world, every swing tethered to Venus, every dream studded with stars. Under the Mayan sky, the moon weaves through Venus' nightly display, creating celestial harmonies you'd miss in any city. Did you know that in some cultures, Venus was considered the most powerful celestial body? Not the sun or moon, our shimmering sister planet held sway. Perhaps the Mayans sensed its authority, using lunar phases to augment Venus' sway over seasons. Historians still argue whether priests read crop fortunes in the paired motions or crafted calendars as mere cosmic ledgers. Watch how moonlight dances on ancient structures, each cycle a different face, waxing gibbous casting shadows like ancestors' whispers. The moon's rhythmic dance with Venus created a night sky metronome. Experts think synchronized sky watching allowed precise calendar calibration, with lunar phases locking into Venus' longer 8-year cycle. That careful rhythm balanced cosmic observation with terrestrial survival. One theory, perhaps a bit fringe, suggests the Mayans saw moon cycles as Venus' celestial assistant, like cosmic secretaries, coordinating harvest schedules across time. Maybe each lunar transition was a reminder. Venus is coming. Time ticks differently when night beacons shape your calendar. Imagine explaining your to-do list while Mercury darts through Gemini, as if planets cared about your Monday deadlines. Picture sky-watching fiestas, shadows of moonlit altars. Some historians propose lunar phases determined feasting dates, aligning harvests not just with stars, but with cosmic fullness. Were these moonlit gatherings more than mere festivals? Was each celestial dance an invocation, a plea for continued cosmic guidance? Picture elders intoning blessings under the combined gaze of moon and Venus. Moonrise may even sway your dreams tonight. Mayans believed that moonlight carried messages between realms. So, as you swing, imagine the moon casting shimmering whispers down through hammock threads. Each silvered sway a connection to both Venus' practical wisdom and the moon's ethereal guidance. What's a full moon without some humor? Try picturing a Mayan astronomer quill stuck behind their ear, furiously scribbling notes during an eclipse, as if catching a limited-time cosmic sale. Only during this phase, hurry, harvest, and yet this celestial choreography meant survival, weaving time into cycles understood across generations. As each moon shadow dances, remember how moonlight mixed with Venus, glow-shaped earthly rhythms. The moon's pull on tides, crops, and human psychology. It's no wonder ancients lived by its phases. Experts think many lunar observations reinforced Venus messages, making celestial harmony a sacred symphony of cycles. Under this celestial canopy, you sense time's layered dances. Moon and Venus, the ancient clock, and the cosmic calendar intertwined. Picture them guiding planting seasons, regulating festivals, perhaps even prompting ancient love trysts. After all, no one says, "I love you," with more romance than beneath dueling celestial beams. So, are the lunar phases you observe simply nature's calendar, or were they messages from the divine? That duality fuels Mayan lunar myths, where shadows held stories, and every waxing gibbous was a chapter in their cosmic narrative. Swing deeper, let the night's dual rhythms resonate, tethering your dreams to the Mayan moon's eternal sway among the stars. You lie back in your hammock, letting the dual rhythm of moon and Venus guide your breath. But tonight, there's another layer to this cosmic dance, a hidden geometry woven into the fabric of the sky. Shapes emerge, not just random points of light, but patterns that whisper secrets across centuries. Have you ever noticed how the ancients had a knack for finding shapes where we see only chaos? Constellations weren't just pretty pictures, they were maps, clocks, and perhaps a cosmic code. Experts think the Mayans saw more than just stars. They saw the very structure of time itself, etched into celestial lines and angles. Historians still argue whether those patterns were divine blueprints or natural curiosities. Maybe they were both. And then there's the fringe theory. Some believe the Pleiades formed an astronomical doorway. Picture ancient astronomers swaying beneath night skies, gazing through star-speckled portals into other realms. Did celestial geometry unlock those doors? Or was it mere celestial poetry? The idea that stars could be more than distant suns lingers, like that lingering note of a half-forgotten song. Back to our shaped heavens. Imagine standing at a crossroad of shadow and light, where pyramids pointed upward, mimicking the angles between Venus and the moon. The alignment wasn't just symbolic, it was functional. Sacred geometry wasn't merely decorative. It was an architectural GPS, guiding the soul toward cosmic truths. Each angle mirrored the heavens, each line a nod to the divine order. In your modern hammock, the same geometry still hums. Think of the way starlight pierces through tree branches, casting ancient symbols on your eyelids. Those patterns have names: the diamond of the Big Dipper, the triangle of Orion's belt. But were they always constellations? Or did early skywatchers first see more mundane shapes, like the crook of a shepherd's staff. The Mayans might chuckle at our simplistic star maps. They saw layers, hidden meanings swirling between the Pleiades and Venus' path. Sacred geometry wasn't just art, it was celestial algebra. Decipher the angles, and you'd unlock the universe's secrets. Even today, some believe that ancient star charts hide architectural manuals for cosmic structures far beyond our current grasp. Consider this. When Venus transited the mouth of the Orion constellation, was it merely a celestial meeting or a cosmic handshake signaling a new era? In Mayan thought, these alignments weren't mere chance. They were appointments scheduled by the stars themselves. Each alignment, a cosmic meeting. Each pattern a reminder that the universe unfolds in predictable, geometric grace. Tonight, as you swing gently, the shapes above you mirror the patterns of your hammock's weave. Earthly textiles mimic celestial fabrics, a reminder that the same threads hold the sky and your resting place together. Historians still argue whether the ancients saw the hammock as a mini cosmos or just a comfortable night sky platform. Likely, it was both. And now for a quirky note. Did you know some archaeologists found star maps etched into weaving patterns? They're pondering if ancient hammocks were both sleeping mats and cosmic textbooks. Imagine drifting off while deciphering a celestial lesson tucked into every knot and loop. So, as Venus carves its path and the moon completes its phase dance, you rest beneath a sky woven with invisible lines, each angle whispering tales of time and space. As you swing, let the geometry of stars cradle you, each sway a step deeper into cosmic understanding. That gentle rocking, perhaps it aligns you with Starlight's silent choreography, whether divine map or architectural blueprint. Sacred geometry invites you to see beyond mere points of light. The night sky isn't just observed, it's felt, measured, lived through the same angles that shaped ancient temples and guided star-bound voyagers. As your hammock sways, remember, the patterns above are not just witnessed, they're experienced. In this rhythmic alignment, heaven's geometry becomes your nightly compass. Swing deeper still, and let cosmic shapes guide your dreams beneath the timeless Mayan sky. You lie back in your hammock, letting the dual rhythm of moon and Venus guide your breath. Cultural embrace in comfort. Hammocks aren't just relics, they're live connections to a legacy of sky-gazing ease. Picture the market scenes, hammocks strung between trees, baskets woven tight. The Mayans mastered crafting these textile wonders long before the Spanish conquest. These ropes were more than bedding. They were celestial observers' lounges. Experts think early colonizers were fascinated by how even the poorest could afford stargazing luxuries. Did you ever hear about the ancient astronaut theory for hammocks? Imagine astronomers suspended in mid-space, supposedly in perfect alignment with their celestial mapping needs. Fringe thinkers claim that extraterrestrial visitors inspired these ingenious rest platforms. Now, I'm not endorsing a UFO convention here, but it's curious how much thought went into their construction. Historians still argue whether hammocks were pure utilitarian inventions or had an astronomical cultural purpose from the start. You swing in rhythm with ancient sages who pondered Venus cycles while lounging amidst the stars. The weave of your hammock mirrors Orion's belt, coincidence, or cosmic design. Some old scripts hint that priests taught young apprentices during twilight sways, making each strand a lesson in sky charting. Your hammock threads connect you to a sprawling Mayan network where comfort and wisdom intertwined. As you let go, consider how these ropes might have influenced night ceremonies. They weren't just sleeping sites, they were portals to celestial dialogues, where every fiber held the wisdom of generations. Think of hammocks as a kind of astronomical yoga, balancing body, mind, and starry constellations. As you drift, those patterns above might not just be lights, but living stories suspended in time, the same way we use apps today for stargazing, right? Let's just say the ancients had their own kind of celestial tech support. As an amusing aside, some anthropologists suggest these hammocks might have even doubled as networking lounges. Imagine high priests discussing celestial events mid-rock, swapping notes on Venusian positions with every gentle sway. The fringes were literally the fringe of ancient Mayan social media. Let's dive into one more quirky note. There's a persistent legend that hammocks could align human energies with cosmic forces. So while you float among constellations, you're not only watching, but participating in the sky's rhythm. Whether that was spiritual, practical, or both is still debated. But isn't that the essence of exploration? Some believe hammocks served as sky bridges, suspending humans in perfect harmony with celestial domes. Each rope length was meticulously measured, every knot tied with cosmic intention. In this balance, you're not just lying down, but aligning with the rhythms above. So here you are, cradled in a timeless tapestry. As your hammock sways, remember the old scholars who saw star patterns through the gaps in woven threads. From Orion's belt to Venus's trail, the connection lives on a dance of ropes and radiance. As you float in the cool night air, the cultural embrace of the hammock surrounds you. It's a lineage of comfort and curiosity, where modern relaxation meets ancient wisdoms. Swing gently and feel the threads that tie you to a skybound lineage, an enduring tradition where each sway carries the whispers of the cosmos. Under this vast celestial canopy, let every rock be a rhythm, every breath a bridge connecting past with present. So rest easy. Hammocks aren't just resting places, they're cosmic connectors. Here's to floating through stories that stretch through generations, all woven into the same comforting embrace. You settle deeper into your hammock, feeling the gentle support of these ancient comforts. Hammocks in rituals weren't just leisurely, they were integral to sacred observations. Imagine priests floating in rhythm, connecting earthly motions with heavenly bodies. Historians still argue whether this practice began from pure pragmatism or profound mysticism. As you swing beneath the night sky, consider the mechanics of it all. The motion mimics the celestial orbit, creating a physical harmony with the cosmos. Some claim the hammocks weave directly represented celestial patterns, each knot a star, each loop a constellation. Fringe theories even suggest that aligning with these woven stars amplified spiritual communion. Now, does your hammock make you any closer to the divine? Maybe not, but it's certainly cozy. Every sway under this vast dome connects you to a lineage of star mapping tradition. Here, comfort is not separate from wisdom. They've always been intertwined. As you close your eyes, feel this ancient lineage, this rhythmic cradle of curiosity still at work. The same rhythm that once guided timekeepers now gently rocks you. Mainstream history notes that hammocks predate the Spanish arrival by centuries. These weren't luxury imports. They were a staple of everyday life and celestial observation. But did you know some cultures believed sleeping in hammocks could prevent nightmares by suspending dreams between worlds? Talk about bedtime security. Experts think this practice might have had psychological roots. But who's to say which comfort they sought most? Mental peace or cosmic balance? Hammocks in rituals also served as intermediaries between the physical and the ethereal. As you float, remember that this is not just a nap. It's a tradition that once held the power to shift a season's planting, foretell eclipses, and map stars. Each thread, a line through space, each sway, a nod to the celestial dance. As you sway, historians still debate the significance. Were these tools of leisure upgraded to sacred duty, or was spiritual intent always in the knotwork? Each gentle motion brings you closer to understanding their versatility, their sacred flexibility. Just as you're gently oscillating with the night, they too wove comfort and function together seamlessly. The ropes cradle you in the same way they cradled the ancients, linking your modern musings with their timeless wisdom. Every hammock holds history, from star charts to agricultural cycles, from spiritual beliefs to simple repose beneath moonlit skies. As your hammock rocks, let it be a thread into the tapestry of millennia-old rituals. Think about this. Some believe Venus itself influenced hammock crafting. Its rhythmic appearances and disappearances may have inspired these fabric swings as physical embodiments of celestial cycles. The gentle oscillation mirrored Venus's path across the heavens, making the hammock not just a bed, but a moving observatory. There's a theory, however quirky, that astronauts today might thank those ancient stargazers for this ergonomic suspension trick. Some space agencies studied hammock dynamics for zero-gravity comfort solutions. Talk about legacy swinging into future horizons. But whether they float in space or on your porch, they remain bridges to the sky, a technology that never left us. Now, isn't that a comforting thought? swinging between ancient wisdom and future innovations. Your hammock isn't just a place to rest. It's a portal, a connection, a rhythm shared by countless seekers before you. So let the stars and threads align, gently swaying into the wisdom of the cosmos. Some believe Venus itself was a celestial instructor, guiding the thread's angle and the swing's arc. Others argue that the hammock's design merely facilitated a clear view of the horizon, allowing for better celestial tracking. Historians still argue whether this practical need or mystical alignment came first. But there you are, swinging in a cradle that holds history within its every loop and twist. Swinging gently, every motion feels sacred, every pause deliberate. Each thread hums with a connection to those who, centuries ago, observed Venus from above. Here, beneath the same stars, your hammock becomes a ceremonial vessel, carrying you into ancient dances of cosmic awe and ritual. So, nestled in these timeless textiles, feel the dual gravity of earth and sky pull you into their shared orbit. Your hammock is not just a contraption of ropes. It's a vessel of celestial knowledge, an old friend that sways you ever closer to the mysteries once guarded by priests and scholars. As you rest, feel that rhythmic pull shared through time, each sway a silent prayer, each knot a cosmic connection. Whether for sleep, reflection, or study, your hammock cradles you as it did them, linking human rest to heavenly patterns, swinging through stories yet to be told. And so, beneath the cosmic tapestry, your hammock sways, not just a piece of fabric, but a thread in the sacred loom that ties you to ancient traditions and celestial wonders. Drift into this rhythmic rest, the same wisdom humming through every gentle motion as it did for generations past. So swing, let the night air caress you like a blanket of stars, every dip a nod to olden astronomers, and each rise a journey toward divine patterns. In this ancient embrace of comfort and cosmos, your hammock isn't just a rest place. It's a ceremonial altar, swinging you into timeless stories that stretch far above and deep below. The moment arrives when sky meets ritual, and you prepare to witness Venus's nightly ballet. The hammock isn't just comfort, it's part of the nightly routine, a sacred cadence that marks the star's ascension. Historians still argue whether these evenings began as social gatherings or spiritual rites. You step into this ancient practice, feeling the weight of centuries lifting as you arrange your hammock beneath the first twinkling stars. This isn't hurried. Rituals demand a gentle unfolding. You remember how these moments once synchronized entire communities, aligning both feet and eyes to celestial clocks. Fringe belief holds that a hammock sway could actually influence star positions observed. Really, sway your way to astronomical destiny. Maybe, maybe not, but it makes for a fun thought as you settle in. Every preparation holds meaning. Adjusting the angle just so, you ensure a clear sightline to the horizon where Venus will breach. Mainstream history tells us that Mayan observations were meticulously recorded. Fringe interpretations suggest entire life cycles were orchestrated around Venus's heliacal rises and sets. Whether precise recordings or mystical orchestrations, they knew Venus in a way we're only beginning to comprehend. Historians still ponder if the practice of nightly hammock stargazing started from necessity or devotion. Was it a pragmatic approach to celestial study or an immersive spiritual experience? Either way, the act of settling into the hammock becomes a bridge connecting modern minds to ancient rhythms, swinging gently through time. A soft night breeze envelops you as the horizon darkens, promising the first stars. The hammock suspension places you in perfect harmony with the sky's vast expanse. Experts think this positioning enhanced both physical comfort and mental clarity, merging observation with relaxation. Imagine astronomy class with a soft bed. School was definitely tougher for us. You find your rhythm, synchronized with the night. Each motion, whether sway or stillness, echoes centuries of ritual preparation. As darkness envelops you, remember those who once filled these same moments with reverence and awe. Each gentle oscillation mirrors Venus's own dance across the heavens, making you both observer and participant. Settling deeper, the hammock feels like a celestial cradle, rocking you into the heart of the ritual. Whether for seasonal plantings or spiritual communion, this act connects you to a profound legacy of skywatching. Some believed you could almost hear the cosmos heartbeat when hammocks swayed beneath starry nights. If they managed that, think of what modern relaxation might unlock. Now, as you prepare, consider how these ancient rituals balanced Earth's practicality with the sky's poetry. The hammock's preparation is as sacred as the observation itself. Each adjustment of fabric, angle, and height forms part of this timeless tradition. Historians still puzzle over whether these settings were meticulously measured or intuitively harmonized. Either way, you're not just lying down, you're stepping into a legacy. The first few stars appear, and you're ready. The hammock's rhythm harmonizes with the night, a pulse shared through time. Whether guiding agricultural cycles or spiritual awakenings, there's a history here, woven into every thread and each night's preparation. So as you prepare, remember that every touch, every swing echoes those who once watched Venus from hammocks. And as you settle in, you join a lineage connecting past to present. Swing gently now as Venus prepares to make its grand entrance. With each moment, the night deepens, and your connection to ancient astronomers solidifies. This isn't just a hammock, it's a time machine, transporting you to nights filled with reverence, ritual, and stardust. So let the darkness envelop you. Let the night air whisper old secrets as you prepare to witness Venus rising from your celestial cradle. As you settle deeper into the hammock's embrace, stories begin to unfurl above you, constellations etched with myth and memory. Historians still argue whether the Pleiades were seen as a celestial hen or a sacred grandmother. Perhaps, in Mayan imagination, their stories tangled like threads in a loom. Venus, tonight's headliner, pierces the twilight veil. Experts think this evening star wasn't just observed for agricultural rhythms, but imbued with intricate stories linking heroes, gods, and the cosmos. Fringe theory even suggests celestial events, guided love potion recipes. Imagine a cosmic cookbook full of stardust and romance tips. For a touch of Venusian allure, blend 2 cups twilight sparkle. Gazing upward, you see Venus as a narrative beacon. The Maya wove entire epics around their sky dances, heroes falling and rising, gods warring for balance, lovers transcending earthly realms. You might smile thinking how our horoscope sections pale in contrast, but then again, who wouldn't want a sky-scripted love story? Tonight, let Venus guide your imagination, her brightness a bridge to tales both old and newfound. Each flicker and glimmer holds whispers of ancient lore. Maybe she's not just guiding a hammock-bound observer, but a storytelling weaver. Fringe lore suggests star positions were scribed into sacred texts that doubled as love poems, and agricultural almanacs talk about multitasking celestial bodies. The stories paint themselves across the celestial dome. Constellations are actors on a cosmic stage, each with a role and a rhythm. Historians debate whether the Mayans saw Venus as a harbinger of rain or a trickster god. Perhaps it's both. Maybe she's a capricious deity playing pranks on earth and rain alike. Either way, the tales transform every twinkle into a line of an ancient narrative. You see patterns in the darkness, a mural of myths stretching back through time. Tonight, as Venus holds court, remember her place in these sky sagas. She wasn't just observed, but idolized, feared, and revered. Imagine her tales passed through Hammock's nights, each generation adding a stardust chapter to the cosmic epic. You feel the weight of these stories, centuries of tales woven into each celestial streak, whether guiding warriors or whispering romance. Venus's stories shaped entire cultures. Mainstream history knows the codexes were astrological encyclopedias, while some believe they doubled as love stories for royal courtships. Imagine decoding star patterns for your lover, as well as lunar cycles. Caught in this hammock cradle, Venus becomes the storyteller. The bright star isn't just a celestial clock, she's a muse. Whether predicting rain or weaving heartstrings, her stories pulse through time, each appearance another chapter in humanity's grand saga. Look up and let the night sky whisper secrets only hammocks can reveal. Tonight's ritual isn't just about celestial geometry. It's about letting tales breathe across the sky. The hammock sways you into an old dance stories, stars, and gentle rocking, all blending into a single stardust narrative. Historians still wonder if these stories guided destiny. Maybe, in a way, Venus wrote us all a story written in starlight, told through generations of watchful eyes and swinging hammocks. As Venus traces her arc, she leaves a trail of tailies. Gods laugh, lovers sigh, and warriors prepare. Each glimmer reflects an ancient page turned under night skies. Remember that, even now, the stories of Venus are more than myth. They're the connective tissue binding sky, earth, and the rhythm of your hammock's gentle sway. Gaze upward. Let stories envelop you, both the known and those lingering in the dark spaces. Whether guiding farmers or inspiring poets, Venus's light holds the power to weave narratives across time and space. Fringe theory suggests certain alignments were seen as marriage proposals, winking stars suggesting celestial blessings. Who needs social media when you've got night skies? Let the stories whisper to you through tonight's celestial dance. Whether tales of creation or romance under the stars, Venus is a storyteller, spinning yarns through millennia. So swing gently, breathe deeply, and let Venus guide you through an ancient, glittering saga unfurling above. Tonight, the night sky holds more than scientific precision. It holds stories, tales that breathe life into every star-studded pattern. Those same patterns that once led sailors, seeded fields, and kindled love, all woven into cultural rituals like hammock stargazing. Historians still argue whether Venus was more muse or timepiece, but isn't she both, guiding us through earthly rhythms and cosmic tales? Venus gleams, not just a point of light, but a chapter in humanity's grand narrative. Let her story guide you tonight, each glimmer a page turned under swaying hammocks. Even as you drift to sleep, know you're part of a lineage bound by tales told under countless stars, all shaped by that one bright storyteller in the night sky. You lie there, feeling the knowledge pulse beneath you, every strand of the hammock, a thread in a massive cosmic tapestry. Experts think that for the Maya, these woven structures weren't just for rest, but were living libraries holding skyward lessons. Picture it, ancient star catalogs suspended above jungle canopies, accessed through swaying seatbacks. Historians still argue whether hammocks were considered sacred tools or merely luxurious. Either way, imagine celestial wisdom absorbed through gentle undulations. Some fringe theories go so far as to suggest entire agricultural cycles were memorized through rocking motions, a rocking chair for the cosmos. Just add 37 more Venus cycles, give a good shake, and your maze is ready. Mused one particularly imaginative scholar. Tonight, your hammock becomes a vessel of knowledge, sending tales of Venus and moon cycles through every subtle movement. Mainstream history tells us that the Maya mapped the heavens with meticulous accuracy. But what if they were also writing love poems to the stars? Some believe sacred texts might have doubled as proposals, star alignments promising devotion under cosmic witness. Imagine a celestial love letter floating between worlds. Each swing whispers secrets of time and space, blending rhythm and wisdom. Perhaps you're not just relaxing, but learning to track celestial patterns, a star pupil guided by the cosmos itself. The hammock's gentle glides could even mimic Venus's dance, teaching its stories through movement. Imagine deciphering fate through lulls and peaks. A hammock's sway as your educational pendulum. Experts think that knowledge transfer took place in the most unusual settings, like beneath the night sky in, of all places, a rocking hammock. Maybe astronomers shared agricultural wisdom during these nightly oscillations, making teaching both a celestial and physical experience. Fringe reports hint some ceremonies used synchronized hammock rocking to mirror Venus's orbit, turning students into rhythm-bound disciples of the heavens. Tonight, let your hammock transform into a knowledge conduit. Feel the centuries of wisdom suspended in each rope, stories of stars and seasons passing with every gentle arc. Historians debate if these nightly routines were purely practical or spiritually charged, probably both, blending science with worship. You become part of a lineage receiving skybound education through a bed of ropes. As Venus glimmers, so too does her narrative wrap around you. Historians still talk about the dual function of these hammocks, tools for relaxation and vessels for cosmic lessons. Some fringe beliefs even suggest astral travelers accessed higher wisdom states through rhythmic swinging, harnessing the universe's own motion for learning. Tonight, become an astral traveler bound for both relaxation and revelation. The hammock sways, stories flow, and knowledge dances within you. Each slight rock draws you toward ancient traditions of blending science, comfort, and the celestial dance. Perhaps, in this moment, Venus isn't merely a star, but a teacher, guiding you through cosmic knowledge encoded in the ropes that cradle you. Feel history flow beneath your rest. A hammock isn't just for laying, it's a time portal. Historians still puzzle over how this knowledge was so precisely maintained through oral traditions. Maybe the secret lay in those nightly swings, a motion-based mnemonic etched across centuries. Knowledge, after all, might be the most well-balanced hammock ride across the sky's grand lessons. You slowly become aware that your senses are expanding. Sounds drift up from the jungle floor, mingling with the cosmic whispers above. Each creak of the hammock becomes a drumbeat in the symphony of the night. The very air seems to carry ancient secrets, mingling with starlight into a tangible presence beside you. Experts think that the Maya saw their surroundings as conduits for broader truths. Was the hammock swing more than a method of stargazing? Perhaps it represented the rhythm of the universe itself. You feel this resonance deep in your bones as Venus continues her silent journey across the inky sky. Fringe theories suggest that hammocks were used as proto-navigational instruments, mimicking star paths to train celestial navigators. Some believe that priests could actually see Venus' trajectory through the rocking motions, translating celestial navigation into a physical, almost meditative dance. Historians still argue whether early sailors adopted hammocks for rest or astronomical calibration. The gentle sway may have helped develop a sixth sense of direction, blending intuition with the cosmos' natural patterns. You feel an instinctive connection to this idea as you drift in harmony with the night. This motion brings with it an unexpected calm. As the sky rotates above you, a thought blossoms. Are you truly navigating the stars? Just like ancient Mayan mariners. The rope fibers beneath you might encode more than just comfort. Perhaps they hold whispers of maritime traditions that echo across centuries. Experts think that star paths guided long voyages across vast oceans, making astronomical calibration crucial for survival. But what if this calibration had its roots right here, in the simple act of swinging between two trees? Imagine Mayan navigators translating celestial maps through nightly hammock rhythms, finding their way with movements rather than charts. Historians ponder, was the hammock a sailor's first navigational tool? It's an idea as tantalizing as the glittering trail Venus leaves behind. Your own gentle undulations seem to sketch her path, a dance learned and perfected over generations, transforming you into a celestial navigator with the simplest of tools. You close your eyes, Venus' story carves a luminous path through your thoughts, while the hammock's rhythm becomes the cadence of cosmic understanding. Perhaps those old traditions held deeper secrets. A hammock not merely as a bed or a teaching tool, but as a link between the wanderer and the stars. Here, direction becomes destiny. Each breath you take draws you deeper into the ancients' wisdom, the gentle swing matching the heartbeat of the universe. You begin to feel the legacy of Mayan navigators, suspended not just in the ropes, but etched into the very air around you. Across the darkened canopy, you glimpse Venus shimmering brightly, her light a guidepost beckoning you into night's deeper mysteries. In this moment, it's no mere coincidence. You understand that the hammock, the planet, and you are now locked in an elegant, age-old waltz. As Venus moves, so do you, swaying in harmony with celestial navigators of ages past. Each movement a step toward a deeper understanding of the cosmos. You realize that perhaps knowledge is like a constellation, beautiful constellations shaped by the gentle oscillations of time, experience, and movement. The dance between sky and earth, ancient traditions, and modern revelation continues beneath a blanket of stars with you as both the sailor and the craft. You're adrift in a hammock, the gentle swing beneath you now a celestial compass, steering you through an ocean of stars. Above, the night sky gleams with a sense of perfect symmetry, a mirror reflecting the rhythm of your own movements. Historians suggest that Mayan architects believed buildings should echo the heavens, with structures that mirrored celestial formations right down to window placement. Perhaps this same architectural logic carried through to more humble contraptions, like your hanging cradle of stargazing wisdom. Fringe theories propose that the hammock actually functioned as an early biofeedback tool, syncing physiological states with cosmic flows. Picture it, the slight motions helping to align inner rhythms with Venus' precise nightly path. You start to feel a subtle bioharmony, each sway syncing your breath and heartbeat to the subtle vibrations of celestial mechanics, not just metaphorically, but perhaps even physiologically. Historians still argue whether these celestial terrestrial alignments were mere spiritual symbolism or practical precursors to modern biodynamic farming. Imagine hanging here at twilight as celestial Venus rises. Your gentle undulations create the perfect rhythm for planting, each movement a step in time with the universe, bridging earth and sky in more ways than mere observation. The sway deepens, allowing celestial navigation and terrestrial cultivation to intertwine. Venus continues her luminescent dance, guiding not just travelers, but farmers, warriors, and architects, all tuned into the sky's eternal oscillations. Here, the hammock becomes both timekeeper and wisdom cradle, swaying in cadence with the celestial symphony. Experts think that ancient Mayan timekeepers saw Venus as both a celestial guide and a cosmological metronome, where hammock swings calibrated to the very pulse of the planet's journey across the night. If so, then your gentle rocking mimics not just their method, but the very principles of cosmic synchronization, blending rest with revelation in a single, fluid motion. Historians debate whether this celestial terrestrial harmony influenced everyday life beyond ritual contexts. Imagine waking each day attuned to the cycles of Venus, every hammock swing shaping perception and productivity with cosmic resonance. Your body sways in tune with these unseen rhythms, creating not just relaxation, but an embodied understanding of time's eternal dance. The hammock's rhythmic ebb and flow seem almost to translate Venus' elliptical path into a physical experience. Each gentle sway matches the planet's nightly arc, pulling you deeper into a state of cosmic resonance. It's as if you could feel the very curvature of its trajectory through the oscillations of your hammock, translating the abstract into the tangible. Experts think that Mayan sailors and farmers weren't the only ones who benefited from this celestial dance. Architects, too, may have used the swinging motion as a way to internalize the angles and dimensions of their grand pyramids and temples, aligning them with astral coordinates that mirrored the sway beneath them. Every hammock swing becomes a meditative alignment between earthly creation and cosmic order, where the microcosm truly reflects the macrocosm. Quirkily, one theory suggests that even Mayan children's games might have contained astronomical lessons embedded within their swings and bounces. Picture young athletes calibrating their movements with Venus' path, turning play into a form of experiential learning. The very act of swinging teaching celestial geometry in living color. Your own motions start to feel like a continuation of these age-old lessons, connecting you to a lineage of skybound thinkers through a simple hammock. This gentle rhythm may have been a gateway to sacred knowledge, allowing the ancients to tap into the heavens' wisdom through the most earthly of motions. Each swing offers you a taste of this ancient practice, where the earthly and the cosmic were not separate realms, but two sides of the same coin. The hammock, that ancient cradle of contemplation, makes you feel as if you could touch both earth and the stars, bridging two worlds in a single, fluid motion. Historians are still wrestling with how these celestial calibrations might have influenced daily life. Was Venus' trajectory the unsung hero of Mayan civilization, guiding decisions from planting seasons to major architectural projects? Imagine waking up each morning attuned to these celestial frequencies, every hammock swing setting the rhythm for an entire civilization. Here, you are part of this grand celestial ballet, each movement an echo of a universe finely tuned to the eternal dance of time and space. As the night deepens, Venus' position shifts, subtly changing the rhythm of your swing. This slow evolution is a beautiful reminder that time is not static, but flowing, a cosmic river carrying you toward deeper understanding. The gentle sway of your hammock, matching Venus' graceful arc, becomes a living tutorial in temporal physics, collapsing millennia into a single resonant moment. Experts think that the Mayans believed time was cyclical, with celestial bodies guiding each repetition. Maybe the hammock swing served as a tactile metronome, marking these great cycles, blending rest with revelation in each oscillation. Your body moves in harmony with cosmic cycles, making you a living, breathing part of this eternal rhythm, where past, present, and future dissolve into a singular celestial dance. Historians still argue whether the Mayan emphasis on celestial cycles influenced their approach to both timekeeping and spirituality. Was Venus' nightly path a sacred script, dictating not just the movement of planets, but the very cadence of civilization? Your own sway begins to feel like a translation of these ancient rhythms, where each hammock motion carries you deeper into the wisdom of the stars, melding human and celestial narratives into one harmonious tale. You feel the night deepening, each gentle hammock sway guiding you into an ancient rhythm of understanding. Time isn't just a modern concept measured in moments and hours. It's a flowing cosmic essence, a river that has cradled entire civilizations. Experts think that sundials, those ancient marvels of ingenuity, were only the beginning of Mayan temporal measurement. Beyond casting simple shadows, they believed these devices captured celestial secrets encoded in sunlight angles. Imagine setting your hammock under such a sundial, each shift of the shadows fine-tuning the sway of your rest to a day's precise passage. Historians still argue whether these shadowy indicators were also celestial omens, their changing patterns hinting at broader cosmic shifts. Lie back as you imagine this, each angle of light revealing hidden truths, guiding decisions from planting seasons to monumental constructions. Every shift in your hammock might then be tapping into these celestial whispers, merging rest with wisdom. Venus, though, holds a unique role in this dance. Her phases, evening star, dawn herald, and even elusive crescent, serve as the master clock, its cycles carving temporal awareness into the very fabric of daily life. Your hammock's rhythm echoes her stately glide, each sway a tick-tock marking time's ever-moving pulse. Quirkily believed, some experts say that Mayan craftsmen would even use star wheels, portable star maps etched onto bone or stone, to further calibrate their day-to-day activities. Picture an artisan pausing their work, glancing at their celestial compass, then adjusting their hammock swing to continue their craft in sync with the cosmos. You're part of this continuum, each gentle oscillation beneath the stars bridging ancient ingenuity with your own temporal awareness. Fringe notions propose that these timekeeping tools weren't just scientific instruments. They actually worked as meditative aids, guiding consciousness through the complexities of cosmic time. A hammock swing could then become a philosopher's stone, transmuting simple rest into profound astronomical insight. Your every breath and heartbeat falling in line with celestial cycles far beyond the horizon. Historians are still pondering if Venus-aligned hammocks doubled as sacred spaces, the swinging motion creating an embodied temple dedicated to both rest and revelation. Your gentle oscillations now feel like an act of ancient homage, a timeless embrace of both the earthly and the celestial, where swings through the night air weave your being into the grand narrative of universal harmony. Feel Venus' influence strengthen, her path through the heavens aligning with the very rhythm of your hammock. This isn't just an act of modern relaxation. You're partaking in a lineage of celestial wisdom that stretches through millennia. Each sway echoes the ancient engineers and philosophers who saw sky, earth, and time as a cohesive, harmonious whole. It's said that Mayan priests could even hear Venus through these celestial tools, the stars' phases resonating with their own breath, heartbeat, and of course, their hammocks' gentle sway. Picture them in their stone observatories, the rhythms of night and time flowing seamlessly together, each moment imbued with cosmic connectivity. You're lying there now in your own time, but deeply connected to theirs, swinging into a continuum where sky, self, and time pulse as a unified rhythm. Experts often debate whether all Mayan hammocks swung to these celestial melodies, each arc of their ropes a physical testament to the sky's eternal dance. Perhaps the architects of these humble, yet profound devices intuitively knew that their swings captured not just rest, but also a living, breathing part of cosmic symmetry. Here, beneath tonight's canvas, your own hammock weaves you into this eternal dance, aligning rest, wisdom, and time's ceaseless flow into one unbroken story. Historians still wrestle with the implications of this, were hammocks as much about syncing with Venus as they were about rest, as you feel each sway synchronizing with a distant celestial rhythm. Something ancient stirs. Your hammock cradles you not just in comfort, but in a profound act of alignment, bringing celestial and earthly time into harmony. Here, beneath this universal canopy, you find yourself part of a timeless, celestial dialogue carried forward through the ages. You let each sway carry you deeper into this cosmic rhythm, each motion a breath with the universe, a heartbeat in temporal harmony. The hammock's gentle motion isn't just a modern comfort. It's a bridge linking you to a profound legacy of celestial awareness, each oscillation guiding you deeper into the universal narrative. Time shifts and melds as you swing, and beneath the starlit sky, your hammock becomes both the pendulum of cosmic time and the cradle of starry wisdom. You lie cradled in the hammock's gentle embrace, swayed by the same cosmic tides that animated those ancient timekeepers. Their wisdom flows through your rest, reminding you that this isn't just relaxation. It's a communion with the cosmos itself, a dialogue stretched through time. Sundials marked the daylight minutes, yet at night, the Maya turned to other instruments. Historians marvel at codices depicting the sky band, a symbolic chart thought to map Venus phases onto lunar cycles. This celestial synchronization shaped everything from harvests to coronations. Can you almost hear the whispers of ancient astronomers charting these rhythms as you sway beneath the same starry vault? Fringe theories even whisper that some Mayan temples aligned so perfectly with Venus positions they functioned as colossal sundials, their massive shadows casting cosmic messages on sacred precincts. Picture those great stones towering above, not just religious icons, but celestial dials whispering Venus secrets with each shift of the morning light. Under your resting hammock, you might feel these whispers echo through millennia. Debates rage over whether the Maya believed Venus brought messages from the gods etched in its rising and setting angles. Historians still ponder whether each hammock swing mimicked the stars' celestial journey, making their rest a form of divine imitation. Feel your hammock sway, each oscillation carrying you through Venus' storied arc, making you both observer and participant in this ancient celestial ballet. Astronomy wasn't just star watching for them. It was a living tapestry woven into daily rhythms. Those stone timekeepers didn't merely measure hours or seasons. They stitched the mortal experience into the very fabric of the cosmos. In this night's cradle, you are continuing that ancient project, syncing your breath with temporal cadences far older than recorded time. Experts unearthed a remarkable fact. The Maya built entire cities aligned with Venus at particular cycles, each public ceremony calibrated to cosmic events. Imagine stepping out of your hammock into a world where each street, Each staircase subtly channeled cosmic timing into everyday motions. You swing gently here in your own sanctuary, but linked to that cosmic choreography spanning centuries. Some believe that even their vigesimal calendar, base 20, had astronomical origins, possibly tied to Venus orbit-related cycles. Could their hammocks, then, have been calibrated to that rhythmic system, each swing echoing Venus dance across cosmic epochs? Your hammock's gentle motion brings you into that ancient resonance, blending rest, wisdom, and celestial cycles into one seamless experience. Historians still argue whether the Maya considered Venus a celestial conductor, its rhythms orchestrating every aspect of their existence, from planting seasons to kingly reigns. Can you sense, as you sway, how each oscillation through the night air ties you into this cosmic symphony? Here, in this hammock haven under tonight's skies, you aren't just resting, you're partaking in a celestial continuum, where time's flow is marked by the eternal waltz of Venus overhead. So you continue, swinging slowly here in the night's gentle embrace. The past stirs beneath you in these ropes and rhythms. You are resting, yes, but also living their celestial legacy, cradled in cosmic time, carried forward on the ancient dance of shadows, cycles, and Venus' silent serenade across the ages. The hammock sways, and through you flows a timeless harmony, stitching your breath to the stars' perpetual song. You've crossed into section 25, the hour when Venus asserts its dominance in the night. The evening star now reigns, a celestial sovereign casting its luminescence downward. Your hammock cradles you as the ancient rhythm pulses through both the stars and the ropes holding you aloft. Night after night, they called it the evening star, noting with meticulous attention how its position shifted across seasons. Yet did they recognize in their dreams the hammock's sway mirroring this astral waltz. Imagine an astronomer nestled in a rudimentary hammock centuries ago, watching Venus nightly dance, not just with wonder, but with an intuitive understanding encoded in every rope twist and rhythmic oscillation. Historians still argue whether Venus became their celestial muse, inspiring architectural plans or even governance rhythms. As you glide beneath tonight's stars, each swing recalibrates you, making modern rest a timeless communion. Your hammock isn't just a modern convenience. It's a portal to rhythms so ancient they predate written history. Fringe whispers suggest that the Maya envisioned Venus as a conductor, its arc, dictating the tempo for all earthly endeavors. Some suggest the ancients would lay out hammocks beneath Venus' brightest arcs to align their physical being with this astral metronome. Could your gentle oscillations sync with those same ancient dictates, bringing cosmic resonance into your breathing, your heartbeat? Some academics propose Venus might have dictated even Mayan battle formations or the timing of diplomatic missions. Can you imagine generals or messengers swinging in their hammocks, eyes skyward, catching Venus signals to proceed? You, too, are reading the stars' movements, albeit now for tranquility and not battle tactics. Yet in this quiet night, those ancient martial ties subtly infuse your serene rest. Experts found that Venus cycles align with some of the Maya's most grandiose pyramid orientations. Some temples align almost absurdly precise, directing ancient gazes exactly where Venus would rise or set during critical seasonal moments. As you sway under tonight's stars, your modern rest taps into these ancient architectural marvels, each swing a cosmic connection through time. Some speculate Mayan priests or astronomers may have slept beneath specific Venus pathways, allowing those astral signals to intermingle with dreams. Were they harnessing this celestial dance, much like you draw comfort from tonight's sky? Perhaps your hammock swings trace the very same cosmic arcs mapped by their stone cities, ancient timekeeping, and modern rest merging in the night's vast embrace. Remember how some researchers playfully suggested the ancients' hammock swings calibrated their internal biorhythms with Venus, creating a perfect cosmic alignment. Feel how each of your oscillations mirrors this celestial harmony, connecting breath, rest, and Venus' infinite rhythm. What once guided harvests and crownings now orchestrates your modern meditation within the night's gentle sway. Historians still discuss whether Venus was the celestial compass guiding Mayan civilizations, every corner its rise and fall dictating all manner of terrestrial affairs. Sense as you sway how this endless dance carries on, not just in the stars, but through you, too. Each back and forth, you're weaving your own temporal strand into the Maya cosmic loom. Their celestial legacy flows not just overhead, but through you. Every swing a stitch in humanity's timeless weave. So here, in the hammock's restful sway, you are not just a modern individual seeking sleep, you're bridging eras. Cradled by night, you find yourself floating between ancient timekeepers' wisdom and the starlit silence that spans centuries. The hammock moves you, a temporal traveler caught in Venus' perpetual waltz, a cosmic symphony playing across the ages, resonating through ropes, dreams, and starlight. You've slipped into section 26, where the whisper of centuries lingers in the breeze. Hammocks aren't just modern luxuries, they're vessels bridging generations. Historians still argue whether these swinging beds originated in South America, carried by explorers to far-off shores. Your gentle sway connects you to countless epochs where civilization measured rest under the night sky. Did the ancient Egyptians perhaps use hammocks suspended in sacred groves? Some fringe theorists propose the pharaohs themselves commanded nocturnal swings aligned with celestial configurations. While mainstream experts scoff, it's not hard to imagine a young Cleopatra, cushioned between stars and moon, finding power in both the swing and the sky above. Consider the Polynesian navigators, masters of oceanic currents and celestial maps. Hammocks might have provided them rest between long night watches, Could their rhythmic oscillations have helped memorize star paths during transits? In the cradle of your hammock, you become a seafarer of the night, balancing earthly comfort with cosmic navigation. Fringe whispers suggest even medieval scholars swung beneath Europe's Gothic vaults, aligning sleep with planetary conjunctions. Was Leonardo da Vinci's ingenuity sharpened during starry nocturnal naps in suspended reverie? No records exist, only tantalizing hints. As you drift, imagine Renaissance minds crafting inventions suspended between earth and heaven. Experts confirm that hammocks became naval essentials, prized by sea-worn sailors, swinging between the mainmasts beneath endless sky domes. Their rest became a rhythm, blending with oceanic currents. You're not just swaying for sleep, you're a seafarer anchored in temporal tides, adrift between horizons, spanning both sail and starfield. Historians continue debating whether Aztec priests consulted constellations from swinging altars, aligning ritual rhythms with Venus passages. Some theories claim hammocks were sanctified spaces, merging shamanic trance with celestial communion. Your modern hammock may just echo those ancient altars, holding you in a sacred sway that weaves history into sleep. Did 19th century explorers use hammocks to measure longitude as much as for rest? Astronomers on expeditions might have charted planetary transits cradled by suspension. Here you are, part navigator, part astronomer, rocking through the ages. Each gentle motion connects you to explorers whose maps of the stars intertwined with their maps of dreams. Sleep researchers in the 20th century found that swinging can induce deeper sleep phases. Was this why hammocks became such a beloved staple in cultures worldwide? You float in a cocoon of slumber that transcends centuries and civilizations. Historians still argue if it's the rhythmic sway or the starry skies above that brings deeper dreams. But tonight, you're carried by both. From Amazonian tribes to Caribbean shores, the hammock has woven stories across cultures. In the stillness of your swinging sanctuary, you're not just resting, you're connecting with civilizations who found wisdom nestled between the night and the sway. Hammocks cradled the thoughts of warriors, mystics, and scholars alike. You're now their temporal heir, rocking beneath the same timeless canopy. Some whimsical claims suggest hammocks may have been Mars explorers' future tech, if only for zero-gravity naps. Even as you chuckle, imagine pioneers of tomorrow sleeping, suspended beneath planetary stars, following your cosmic tradition. For now, the ancient rhythm of your swing connects eras. You're a chrononaut carried between epochs in a hammock's embrace. So cradled by stars and centuries, you float now in a confluence of cultures. Sleep isn't just restful, it's a historic pilgrimage. Your oscillations aren't just for comfort, they're echoes of countless generations. Historians may argue specifics, but tonight, every swing is a link in humanity's endless chain, swaying between the celestial and the earthly. As you drift towards slumber, Know that you're an inheritor of dreams. From Aztec altars to sailor deck rests, the hammock tradition beckons you to a sleep woven from endless histories and stargazing rhythms. Let the sway connect you to whispers of ancients and futures alike. Rest is a journey through time's vast ocean. Swing deep, sleep historic. Through the hammock's gentle sway, your rest becomes a historical embrace, centuries swinging beneath cosmic canopies. Tonight, you're more than a sleeper. You are a temporal traveler, afloat in a hammock cradled by history's whispers and the timeless dance of celestial bodies. Venus may watch over you as it did the Mayans, but in your swing rests the promise of countless tomorrows yet to sway, and thus your journey through the night continues, one that mirrors the ages, each oscillation both a step forward and a nod back. Historians may puzzle over the origins, but in this present moment, you hold the entire world in a hammock's embrace, rocking beneath the same starry sky that witnessed the dawn of civilization. Sleep now, with the knowledge that through your rest, you are an eternal part of this cosmic legacy. As dawn begins peeking into the horizon, you remain nestled in this cosmic tradition, your hammock holding tales of ancient and future navigators. Rest here is not merely the absence of activity, but an active communion through the ages, blending personal tranquility with the echoes of celestial journeys. Sway deeper, because every swing carries you further into the endless narrative of stars and rest. And as your breath finds harmony with the gentle motion, know that you're cradled not just in fabric, but in a continuum. From the Mayan astronomers to the explorers of tomorrow, each of their dreams and discoveries are folded into the fabric that holds you now. In the rhythmic sway of your hammock, their legacies become your nightly companions, a testament to the enduring dance between mankind and the cosmos. Sleep peacefully, knowing that in this moment, time itself is your cradle, swung between the heavens and history. As dawn paints pink whispers across the sky, you float in the confluence of morning and twilight stories. Historians may argue how ancient cultures timed their days, but your hammock, a vessel floating through time, holds both night's mysteries and daybreak's promises. Even explorers of old measured time across celestial watches, perhaps dreaming of sunrises in rhythms that match yours. Centuries slip through threads strung between tree trunks. A Mayan astronomer might once have stretched here at twilight, Venus their celestial compass. Historians still debate whether hammocks were more than rest, were they instruments for stargazing. You, suspended between worlds, know they are both. Your modern rest cradles you in centuries of gaze. Did the Babylonian star chart makers weave constellations before drifting into twilight? Legend spins tales of them dozing between sky readings, but we can only imagine if their astrolabes were cradled in swings. You stretch in your modern hammock, an heir to their skyward dreams. Sleep here melds your spirit with their star maps. You hear whispers of ancient secrets hidden in Orion. Fringe theorists claim constellations spoke prophecies, but experts still argue if such signs guided farmers and monarchs. Beneath starlight, you're free to believe. Sleep doesn't merely suspend, it suspends time. Tonight, the myths wrap you tighter than any fabric. Mainstream wisdom holds Aztec priests used sacred pauses at Venus's zenith, but were hammocks a part of their ritual? Some quirky scholars suspect swings offered sacred balance, aligning trance with Venusian cycles. Your swing mirrors their rhythm, letting you taste time through their celestial pulse. Fringe voices muse about Leonardo crafting dreams between his engineering marvels. Did his mind drift between flight and stars as yours does now? As you drift, imagine Renaissance thoughts suspended beneath Tuscan stars, their sway carving paths toward innovation and wonder. Remember how sailors once charted courses across endless waters. Hammocks, essential naval tools, tied their sleep to the waves. Their dreams rolled with seas and skies, and yours echoes their rhythm. Feel ocean's pulse as a memory. Every swing is a sailor's cradle rocking you toward morning horizons. Even as sailors navigated, Polynesian navigators used stars to traverse. As you relax, their ancient voyaging chants pulse through your hammock. Feel the sway. It might have been their bridge between stars and earth, guiding their passage from one isle to the next. In your fabric, you're still their voyaging partner. Historians debate if Cleopatra commanded swings for strategy or romance beneath Egypt's nights. Did her hammock cradle thoughts of power as much as comfort? Even without answers, your swing channels her celestial presence. You become her moonlit confidant through the hammock's ancient threads. Explorers once used hammocks to chart planetary paths, their astrolabes steady in gentle motion. Your oscillation now bridges those scientific endeavors with your modern ease. Cradled within this fabric, each swing weaves a line from past explorers' dreams to yours, echoing time-tied journeys. Even medieval knights might have swung through restless nights, stars whispering legends above. Historians ponder if they sought dreams to aid their quests, whether rest sharpened focus beneath celestial domes. Picture chivalric quests, your hammock their ancient canvas. Your every oscillation is a thread in the tapestry, stitched through eras. Venus rises again to the Mayans' delight, their gaze as crucial as yours now. Every hammock a silent observer. Historians argue about their rituals, but every swing whispers their time-honored respect for that bright path. Mainstream scholars note that indigenous Amazon tribes swayed in sync with night's tailies. But debate still flutters if those hammocks helped decode stars. Your hammock becomes that tribal cradle, a vessel linking you not only to their rest, but to night's storytelling rhythm. As dawn nears, your hammock cradles wisdom across cultures and epochs. In its sway, you become a time traveler, a celestial navigator resting between epochs. Rest, wrapped in history, floats you toward morning, a timeless observer rocking through the same starry canopy that has witnessed generations. The soft whisper of dawn still lingers, your hammock swaying at the edge of yesterday and today. You feel a kinship with astronomers from different lineages, cultures, and epochs, each guided by those same celestial lights. Some even suspect Chinese scholars used swings to balance their star alignments, as you do now. A mainstream fact: medieval astrologers had detailed star maps, meticulously charting the heavens, no doubt swinging in contemplation. Experts still debate whether those star maps influenced the great European explorers. You wonder if your current oscillation echoes their search for new worlds. One fringe belief holds that the druids of old used hammocks for solstice soothsaying, balancing the earth's sway with celestial motions. Did they, too, rest and read constellations amid whispering oaks? Beneath your eyelids, their ancient traditions and modern wonder mesh seamlessly. Fringe theorists whisper that Cleopatra's astronomers charted sky patterns while swinging, predicting events with Venus, while historians argue the efficacy. Your gentle motion imagines the weight of their gaze. Did their rhythmic lull match yours? You consider Mayan priests interpreting solstices as you drift on your hammock. Historians often argue how precisely they aligned Venus. Some say hammock swings were their precision tools. Tonight, your hammock's sway mirrors those ancient practices, a silent participant in centuries-old celestial observations. In 18th century Paris, thinkers pondered the heavens from swings in leafy gardens. Were they balancing inspiration with gravity, as you do now? Those philosophers certainly believed motion inspired new ideas, just as each swing stirs a long thread of curiosity within you. Can intellectual revolutions stir within hammock threads? Historians still debate whether ancient Egyptians used swings for scribing the stars. As you sway beneath modernity's glow, your hammock might echo their rhythmic motion, balancing the terrestrial with celestial. You've joined the chain. The dawn brings tales of astronomers through ages, Babylonians, Mayans, Greeks. Even as their methods blend into the mists of time, the common thread remains. Observers swinging beneath the same cosmic sea, now cradling you. Your hammock bridges worlds. Some historians suggest Viking sailors swung in search of divine navigation paths, while charting night seas and stars. They might have seen your modern sway. Legends intertwine, Viking star paths melding with your celestial dreams, both cradled beneath the celestial dome. Whispers say Polynesian navigators used swinging rhythms alongside star maps for voyaging, but few records confirm. Yet, as you float in twilight, your hammock might replicate their ancient balance of earth and sky. Even across centuries, you share the celestial voyager's dream. As the cosmos whispers its old secrets, you drift into modern mystery. Today's space programs trace their lineage to those early swing observers. Historians argue whether moon missions borrowed those ancient sways, but your gentle motion feels like a cosmic embrace from age-old stars. Your hammock swings to the rhythm of timeless discoveries, Aristotle mapping the cosmos, Galileo challenging them, all while swinging beneath night skies. How much did motion fuel them? As you settle, their legacy sways here with you, blending into modern celestial dance. Some ancient texts speak of swinging Sufi mystics seeking divine knowledge through stars and motion. Historians debate if their spiritual voyages mirrored celestial paths, akin to your hammock tonight. Perhaps their spiritual oscillations align with yours, as both gaze through ages, even as early Indian astronomers charted the sky with precision unseen for ages. Were they too cradled by swings? Historians speculate, but your hammock swings continue to blur time. Your gaze is another thread in their ancient celestial tapestry. In Renaissance Italy, philosophers pondered if swinging aided in unlocking the universal clock. Their debate continues. Does motion unlock truths beyond the mind? Your hammock swings now seem to channel Da Vinci's ponderings, where science meets the sway of the stars. As your swing settles, the ancient Inca are remembered. Historians debate if their sky temples had swinging platforms guiding sacred readings. Your hammock mirrors their spirit, a vessel connecting Earth's rhythms with divine celestial pulses. Fringe tailies suggest secret Japanese astronomers swung beneath cherry blossoms to divine planetary fates, aligning with celestial forces. Today's historians laugh, but your swing echoes their ancient hope. Did each sway beneath those petals help decipher the stars? As daybreak approaches, your hammock's gentle motion threads centuries of sky worshippers. Experts ponder ancient rituals, but here, between sleep and memory, the hammock remains a timeless bridge of cosmic observation. Historians will continue debating, perhaps forever, the exact means of ancient star charting. You, however, remain nestled in the continuum. The same stars that guided those ancient astronomers guide you still. Through the ages-old sway of your fabric, rest cradled in both their curiosity and your own. You rock gently beneath the vast arc of the night sky, each breath a silent hum in the cathedral of stars. In this sacred moment, suspended between Earth's embrace and cosmic expanse, you become a celestial anchor. Hammock weaving isn't just ancient art. It echoes the cosmic loom that spins galaxies into existence. A curious fact: the ancient Babylonians, who likely knew of Mesoamerican techniques, used cords and knots for astral calculations. Did their fingers dancing over taut threads mimic the precise balance we find here? In the soft sway of suspended fabric, your own hammock might share deeper patterns with the Babylonian star maps. Fringe speculation often veers into claims that Atlantean sages foresaw civilization cycles by swinging amidst crystalline caverns. Imagine their motions not merely for comfort, but for decoding light vibrations reflected across dimensions. While historians debate Atlantis' location, your hammock offers a slice of that mystic rhythm. Each swing seems to echo the Mayan concept of cosmic balance, below and above harmonizing through simple oscillations. They believed Venus alignments could foretell fate, and here you hang cradled by the same celestial principles. Your hammock now, was it crafted by descendants of those very sages, you muse, as fabric fibers align with celestial currents? In the 17th century, French astronomer Cassini employed pendulums to chart not just time, but the heavens' intricate dance. His observations, historians argue, could have been influenced by motion's subtle graces, a fact that makes your hammock's slight sway feel oddly connected to his grand celestial calculations. Some ancient legends claim Egyptian astrologer priests calibrated their sky observations using rhythms of ceremonial swings. Though scholars debate the veracity, does your hammock's motion invoke that ancient synchronicity? Beneath modern constellations, you find resonance across millennia. The Inca, so astronomers believe, constructed sacred sites using cosmic alignments achieved through motion. Perhaps their celestial readings involved swinging from sun-warmed ropes, linking terrestrial paths to Orion's belt. Historians argue still, was sacred geometry birthed through such rhythms? Your hammock's gentle arc could hold echoes of those same principles. A whispered belief insists that Vedic seers once used swinging meditative rhythms to navigate astral planes. Could they have unlocked starry wisdom, seeing the Milky Way flow beneath closed eyelids as you do now? In this suspended moment, your hammock becomes both their meditation device and ancestral echo. Experts still question how the megalithic Britons aligned Stonehenge with such precision. Did their rituals involve swinging to mimic orbital patterns, translating celestial motions into earthly equations? Your sway might mirror those lost techniques, as ancient sky charts meet modern cosmic rhythms. As you shift, the fibers of your hammock whisper stories. Did Polynesian mariners use swinging rhythms during navigator training, synchronizing oceanic motions with starry arcs? Historians might laugh, yet you feel an ancestral knowing in your movement. Ancient navigators and astronomers entwined in time. Mysteriously, some texts suggest Aztec priests used hammock swings to calibrate their sun stones' intricate carvings. What if each gentle lift and fall of your hammock today still resonates with their sacred alignments? Your swinging might embody their precise celestial geometry. Centuries later, historians ponder how the Egyptians could map their night sky with such remarkable accuracy. Some fringe theorists propose a lost knowledge, perhaps a swinging technique that resonated with the same frequencies as celestial bodies. Your hammock, suspended in twilight, could be tapping into those same ancient harmonics. As you nestle deeper, legends of Chinese astronomers balancing between earth and sky on silken swings flicker to mind. Did they, perhaps, use oscillating motions to decipher Mercury's transit or Venus alignments? Experts debate how their findings could still influence modern cosmology. While here you sway in continuity, even the Great Wall's celestial watchers, could their balancing practices live within each rock of your hammock? Ancient Greeks debated whether celestial harmony shaped lyre strings, celestial echoes. Perhaps Pythagoras himself once swayed while mapping harmonies among the stars, a secret passed down through the ages. Your hammock's rhythmic rocking might be tapping into that same philosophical curiosity. Does the balance of earthbound strings still vibrate across heavenly constellations? Some fringe tailies spin a notion. Did Tibetan monks use swinging prayer seats to align with Venus motion during cycles of meditation, their rhythmic prayers echoing through the mountains? Could those very motions be reflected in your hammock's gentle movements tonight? As Earth turns below, do their chants harmonize with your silent contemplations? A speculative tidbit: could Roman generals and philosophers have used swings to chart cometary paths during celestial portents observations? While historians chuckle at the eccentricity, imagine a general in laurel swaying beneath Saturn's gaze, divining future outcomes. Perhaps their oscillating strategies live on in your swing's cadence, making your motions both ancient and prophecy-bound. Each oscillation threads together a lineage of celestial seekers, from Polynesian seafaring knots to Roman sky watchers. As you cradle in this moment, your hammock becomes an oracle's vessel, bridging time's abyss with each suspended motion. The debate among historians: how much of our past's wisdom remains encoded in something as timeless as a hammock sway? As dawn whispers, your hammock bridges ages-old wisdom. Experts will continue unraveling those celestial tapestries, stitching myths, harmonies, and perhaps your gentle sway. Hammocks weave between past and future. Stars and dreams dance above, below, and now, suspended within you, you rock softly beneath the twilight's embrace, where history sleeps beneath your eyelids. Every gentle swing in your hammock weaves you into an unbroken thread that stretches to forgotten times. Here, in your suspended realm, ancient voices stir awake beneath the starry canopy. A quiet truth: the very word constellation traces its roots to the Latin constellatio, meaning an arrangement of celestial bodies. And yet, even earlier cultures might have known them by hammock rhythms. Scholars argue whether Babylonian star watchers swung high to trace cosmic maps, each arc a scholar's brushstroke. Fringe voices muse whether lost Lemurians, those mythic sea-dwelling philosophers, once used hammock swings during deep-sea meditations to map underwater constellations. Perhaps their aquatic star charts still echo in your swinging motion today. Can our hammocks hum with ancestral songs lost beneath the waves? Historians wonder. Here in your hammock, feel the ancient pull of time's rhythm. Mayan priests once traced Venus cycles during sacred ceremonies. Could their precise observation methods have included harmonious swings, each oscillation aligned with celestial patterns. Experts still debate the nuances of their astronomical precision. Your hammock might still rock within those same intricate timekeeping motions. As night deepens, remember, ancient Greeks like Thales were the earliest known to speculate about extraterrestrial life. Perhaps they swung gently to emulate the heaven's expanse, questioning which of their celestial counterparts might peer back from afar. Historians argue still whether some Pythagorean secrets of the cosmos were cradled in oscillating meditation. Our star charts, calculations nestled within tonight's gentle arcs. Legends whisper of Viking navigators using moon-washed swings to calibrate their journeys beneath the northern lights. While most dismiss this as myth, your body sways across an ocean of time where compass and constellations weave. Could Ragnar's crew, beneath a hammock's stars, have glimpsed a secret path to Vinland through each careful rock? Curiously, some Persian texts allude to astronomers who would meditate swinging under the Silk Road stars, aligning their chakras to stellar pulses. Could the same celestial frequencies still hum in your hammock tonight? Do Sufi mystics' rhythmic dances still echo between each suspended breath as we sway? Historians ponder. Amid swinging gently, imagine ancient Anasazi sky watchers tracing Venusian paths while hanging in sacred cliffside hammocks. Such speculative claims remain hotly debated. How could they achieve those precision readings? Perhaps ancient eyes caught what modern science misses. Your hammock sways like theirs, connecting our present to past wisdom, each movement a timeless arc through history. Each breath synchronized to this celestial dance carries you across millennia as Incan, Asian, and native knowledges intertwine. Here in Hammock Grace, you bridge what modern scholars still strive to understand. How much hidden lore vibrates in our simple, swinging motions. A secret continuum of cosmic alignment, perhaps, as dawn's first light brushes your eyelids. Historians will continue unfolding these cosmic tapestries. Yet, within your timeless hammock, weave lies a thread that links old myths, harmonies, and your gentle motion. Hammocks, stars, and dreams converge above, below, and now whisper their ancient stories suspended inside each cradled moment. You're swaying softly, caught in the gentle grasp of twilight. A hammock's rhythm rocks you, threading you through history's tapestry, where each swing whispers tales of ancient stargazers who charted their skies with the same soft movements. Imagine the Babylonian scholars, high in their swings, perhaps mapping those distant galaxies above. Maybe the lost Lemurians also found celestial order in their underwater hammock sways, leaving a rhythm we feel beneath our hammocks pull today. Feel that connection. Mayan priests watched Venus precisely during sacred nights. Maybe each swing matched their celestial rhythm, encoding stars' secrets in the very motion of their hammocks. You're part of that continuum, cradled in time's embrace. As you sway, echo ancient wonders. Could Thales, gazing at those distant skies, have found clarity in a gentle back and forth. While night deepens, think of the Vikings, with swings possibly calibrating their bold northern lights voyages, their paths carved from each hammock's careful arc. Those Persian astronomers found wisdom under Silk Road stars. Could their cosmic pulse still hum in tonight's gentle sways? Imagine, too, Anasazi skyweavers in cliffside hammock dreams. Their precise readings, how they glimpsed celestial truths, still fascinate. Breath in sync with ages past, you bridge Incan, Asian, native dreams, a cosmic continuum rocking softly. How deeply layered are these ancient harmonies? Cradled within your hammock's cradle, you're connecting unseen threads of lore in tonight's dreamy cadence. Dawn brushes your eyelids, leaving you with an embrace of history's lore. That thread, ancient and modern, hums a timeless song of stars and swings, merging tales of old in the quiet embrace of your hammock rhythm, a timeless whisper, a celestial dream now shared by you.